Welcome back to the NHL Gaming World Championship here in Stockholm, Sweden for the European Regional Final. The top two players from today will be moving on to Las Vegas. We already have one of them through. No surprise, the reigning world champ Eki is on his way. Hey, welcome back inside our studio. Faisal Kamisa here with you. The guys calling the game, Arda Okal, Andrew Nasher-Telfer. Both have done a great job so far, both anticipating some more hot action as well. Hey, NHL fans, are you a GWC Extreme fan? Well, keep watching for a chance to win a prize pack from Adidas consisting of an autographed 2019 NHL All-Star jersey, an Astro Gaming backpack, an Astro A40TR headset, and Mix Amp bundle, a $50 US NHLshop.com gift card, and an Adidas cap, all courtesy of Adidas. Immediately prior to the final series, we will conduct a drawing from among all entrants who've been with us for at least 2 straight hours. See the Extreme Fan presented by Adidas panel below for rules and other information. No purchase necessary. Open to legal EU, US, and Canadian residents, excluding Quebec. Age of majority or older only. All right, guys.
Can we enter?
No, you cannot enter. You cannot enter.
We've been here for 2 hours.
You're not watching the stream, bro. You're not watching the stream.
True.
That's the problem.
Fair
it's
enough.
because you're on the stream that you can't enter.
Right.
It's all about you,
right?
right?
I mean, that's a sweet prize pack, though, right?
It is a pretty good prize pack. In fact, I'm going to stream on my phone for the next 2 hours. I'm going to enter at the end. We'll get to
the winner is Faisal Kamisa. Wow.
That guy's cool. Speaking of, we have one player that's coolly through to the next round. That is Eki. He's on his way to Vegas. Let's take a look at the bracket again so far. Again, Nasher, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. The favorites have come out to play, but maybe, just maybe in this last series, we get things a little closer because these two guys, they're both very, very good and amongst the top in their country now in Europe as well.
Yeah, I feel like both of these matchups, Hanselino, Playmaker, this is the one most likely to go to 3. Of course, I could even see a couple overtimes in the mix as well.
Okay.
Both of these guys are very, very aggressive. Plea, again, his promise, 5 to 6 goals a game. He's done it so far. Will he be able to do it against an elite player like Hanselino? We will find out.
Yeah, it's going to be one heck of a semifinal. Eki has only let in 1 goal this entire tournament.
And he'll be looking at these ones closely as well. Let's get into our second semifinal match between Hanselino and Playmaker, with the winner, of course, moving on to Vegas. Now, imagine these two quite familiar with each other. Again, both with some praise for each other when we spoke to them because they know both guys are good, and we know, Arda, both guys can score as well.
The man with the best beard in the tournament against the other who may not even be able to grow one.
Slight mustache.
He's got some
We don't know. We don't know. But this is a heavyweight. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is a matchup you can see in any tournament final anywhere in the world. That's how good these two competitors are. It's almost a shame that one of them will have to go home after this tournament. But at the end of the day, this is where they are, and this is going to be a formidable semifinal matchup.
And part of that, Nasher, is because of the rosters. They are strong, especially Hanselino's. We saw what Connor McDavid did for him last series. I imagine he'll be front and center in this one as well.
Yeah, this is pretty much going to be a Connor McDavid versus Alexander Ovechkin show. Those guys both being huge indicators of the lineups here. Dominating performance from McDavid with his speed. Ovechkin and Tarasenko hooking up, going back-to-back for many of the goals in their games. It's going to be just a toss-up to see who wins this one.
How about Hischier on the wing there?
Interesting
Normally centering to Taylor Hall in the doubles, but you're right.
Game as well. Let's get to Ple's roster here as well, because the strategy of his was obvious. Take some strong wingers off the top and center them with a guy like Sean Couturier, who's his captain. We saw 4 goals combined from Ovechkin and Tarasenko last game.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff from them. Ovechkin, anytime he finds an open spot, he's burying it. We saw 2 snipes from him, top left, top right. Both of these guys have very similar strategies, circling around, waiting for the open one-timer, and with both of them doing that, this could be a very high-scoring, interesting game.
Well, it is time for that game. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series between Hanselino and Playmaker. This should be great.
Playmaker said of Hanselino, he's the most experienced in this tournament, the best offensive player, and a great beard. But let's go back to that great offensive player part, because most people have said Playmaker might very well be the best offensive player in this tournament, but that's Playmaker giving Hanselino that praise.
Yeah, it's incredible. Both of these guys obviously fond of each other. They both support the aggressive, deadly offense, and when they go head-to-head, obviously both of these guys good at defense too, not to take that away from them. We will see a lot of goals on the board board in this one.
Hanselino says of Playmaker, a young talent, aggressive, loves to attack, but not much defense. We'll see how the defense comes into play here. Of course, Playmaker is Tampa, his beloved Tampa Bay Lightning, and Hanselino, his beloved San Jose Sharks. Great Clips, one of our great sponsors here at the NHL GWC. I hear they might be setting up shop in Toronto and or Vegas and or Stamford, and I might get my hair cut. Totally will.
Maybe Hanselino will cut his beard?
He probably won't.
He definitely won't.
He actually said if he makes it to the finals, he's definitely not shaving it off. But he might if he loses here. So this is a big moment for not only Hanselino, but the beard. As Playmaker makes his way into the offensive zone. Still has it behind the net. Looking for a nice pass there to Couturier. But instead, it'll be Hansu taking the puck. Hansu, nice stop there. Tarasenko. Back for Playmaker at 3-on-2. Back skates Couturier. He's probably looking to make that pass to one of his snipers. We're going to see that a lot, Nasher, in this one.
That's the interesting thing about the matchup. They're going to be looking for certain guys on the ice, and also they're going to be willing to put that first line out there more often than normally would. They may be out of energy, they may have a red bar, but hey, you got to throw those guys on the ice when you need them, and that's going to come up a lot, especially in this series.
We're talking about practice and how Playmaker and Eki practice exclusively against each other. Playmaker with an opportunity, that one-hand toss. The first one we've seen in this tournament. It's 1-0. He gets on the board.
Playmaker with some space. Look at the little smirk on this guy's face. You don't see it very often. You can tell he's happy to get that one. First one-hander of the tournament, which is a surprise. Usually we see that goal quite a bit, and it is a beautiful one. Hanselino with a little defensive lapse lets Playmaker into the zone, and of course, Play is going to bury it.
Woo! Love that one-hand tug. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
And Hanselino was just inches away. You could see him back-checking. Almost had the poke check. Unfortunately, not today.
Shout out to Super Verta, who's enjoying the festivities back there. And Playmaker's mother must be on pins and needles, edge of the seat right now, watching her son get the first goal of this series, possibly a second. Lindholm misses the puck. What a great confidence boost for Playmaker to get his first goal against the legend of Finland, Hanselino, in this semifinal matchup. You get that first goal, you got to be thinking, okay, I can do more, but hold the phone. Here comes Hansu, scores, ties it up just as fast as Playmaker was able to open the scoring with the Brett man.
We said that this was going to be a high-scoring one, and it certainly is. 1-1 midway through the first period. You saw Hanselino, he thought about going with the one-hander, opted to skate it to the left side, look for the cross-crease pass, and it worked out for him. What a goal.
Artemi Panarin drafted in the 5th round by Hanselino. Representing, of course, the San Jose Sharks. Has 2 Sharks on the team, Sorensen and Carlson. Has 20 players, as we mentioned, represented. Some celebrations back there from members, prominent members of the Chell community, who are here essentially supporting the tournament. There's a lot of people who just came, you know, as friends of the competitors, not necessarily supporting a particular competitor, just the fact that the tournament is happening in the first place.
Yeah, those Finnish guys, man, they love their Chell. They love to come out and support their friends. All of these guys, a very tight-knit community, very happy for each other, but very, very competitive as well.
Hansu keeping the puck behind the net, using it as a shield. Loses it though, and here comes Playmaker. Nice pass there to Berchi. Back skate to Henrique. Here's Jacob Trouba for Hanselino. Trouba, the pass doesn't get to its intended target. Here's Henrique. Henrique dancing around. Almost had a great opportunity there. Henrique still has the puck. Speaking of mustaches, Henrique grows one every year in Movember. Big proponent of the Movember campaign. And his mustache is pretty awesome too, I have to say. In the entire NHL, he probably grows the best Movember mustache. Still has the puck. Does Playmaker. Playmaker, great space awareness there. And again, that one time just couldn't fire it off.
Yeah, Please being very picky about his shot opportunities. We've seen him, he's gone in, almost had a near breakaway, could have went for a one-hander, could have taken a shot on net, decides to curl away, and that may end up coming back to bite him. He hasn't had a ton of great opportunities, ton of good shots on net, but if he can get those one-timers through, some of those will obviously go in.
Martinez, Ovechkin from the blue line, Tarasenko looking for a one-time pass. Backstrom comes for Hanselino. Hanselino, if you were wondering, oh, it's a delayed penalty, and this will be a power play for Hanselino. That is a portmanteau of his first name, Hannes, and Ronaldinho, his favorite soccer player. Admit it in the chat if you're Googling portmanteau right now. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first period. We're tied at 1 in this battle of the giants in the European Chell community. One of them will have to go home. The other will meet the world champion in the finals here today. Both of them will go to Vegas. Minute 30 left. Both of them look pretty calm right now.
Yeah, even with the power play, not a ton of setup here from Hanselino. Honestly, Please maybe had the puck in the offensive zone more than he did. So power play not coming in huge for them there. Still a minute left in this period. We'll see if anything can come of this.
There's Danny DeKaiser to Lindholm for Playmaker. Playmaker, oh, great space awareness there. But Hanselino will collect it. Clock ticks away. Maybe time for one more chance. Hischier, the one-timer won't go.
Well, that was fun. A little 1-1 game after one period. We expected it to be tight, and it is certainly living up to the billing. Playmaker with the opening goal, Hanselino with the response, and not sure. Overtime was your prediction for maybe a couple of these games. If it's any indication based on the first, we might be heading that way.
Yeah, and I figured we'd have more goals in this one, to be honest with you. It's 1-1. They had both of their goals within the first 5 minutes of the game. We may see a couple more here in the second as they adapt, kind of get to know each other's play style a little bit more. But right now, this is tight, and maybe we'll see some OT.
Perhaps the two best offensive players in the entire tournament. Why not have a great defensive struggle? Why not? Shot there will miss the net. You were mentioning earlier about Hanselino, almost exclusively left-handed players on his roster. 16 of the 23 skaters on Hanselino's roster are lefties. Only 2 natural right wingers. He does have Panarin, however, who plays on the off wing naturally. But other than that, pinned up against the boards. Here's Zibanejad to McDavid. Connor McDavid dancing through and gets the chance there. Saved by Bobrovsky. Wow. But boy, that's speed in full effect right there.
Exactly. The speed of McDavid to get to that open space. He went with a little give and go right along the blue line. Beautifully done. Unfortunately, cannot get it to go.
Panarin has the puck now. Playmaker still in the offensive zone. Martinez. Can't quite get any opportunities to go. Back into Playmaker's zone. Tied at 1, halfway through the game. This is game number 1 of a possible 3. Here's Playmaker in the offensive zone. Play skating through, making the defense look like pylons at times.
It's looking like Please doing a great job getting that initial opening, but right now he's not able to find the one-timer. I've noticed he's forcing passes a little bit here and there. Right there, you see not a guy even in front of the net. He still wants to get that one-timer through. He's got to just calm his game down, get patient, and try to find that open space.
Bobrovsky and Panarin both in this game. Shot there. Dubnyk makes the save. That's Dubnyk on that side for Hanselino. Bobrovsky for Playmaker. Wearing different jerseys in this one on opposite ends of teams. How does that make you feel, Mr. CBJ fan?
Well, who knows what their jerseys they're going to be wearing next year anyways, you know, Arda? I know it's sad, but both of these guys, big competitors, coming in huge for both of these respective teams, Hanselino and Playmaker. And there's a huge save there by Dubnyk. Wow. Jeez.
Nice poke there to get the play continuing. Zibanejad to Kreider. Pair of Rangers with the puck there is Couturier. Speaking of different jerseys, it seems, how about John Davidson, president of the Rangers now?
Lots of big Blue Jackets news.
Not trying to throw salt on the wound here, okay, for the CBJ fan. I'm just saying, I'm just reporting the news as a journalist would, that's all.
I love JD. I love what he did for the city.
He's nothing but beloved, yeah, across the hockey community for sure. Tarasenko loses the puck. Hanselino. Also one of the few competitors to chew gum while he's playing. Maybe it's just some way to de-stress as he's playing through. With not very common, though. I don't see that very much.
Yeah, chews gum, you know, washes his hands with the towel after every goal. This guy, he's maybe very superstitious and seems to be working out for him so far, so let him do his thing.
He is one of the few rosters here. Like we mentioned, 20 teams represented on Hanselino's roster. One-timer attempt there doesn't go. He has no more than 2 players from any NHL team on his roster. Every other player in this regional final has at least one team with 3 players represented. But for Hanselino, the Sharks, Oilers, Islanders, Rangers, and Jets, 2 players each. It seemed like the speedster synergy might have been important to Hanselino. He triggered it by the 8th round of the draft.
Well, you got to figure he knew he was getting Connor McDavid. He might as well get a 99 speed Connor McDavid while he's at it.
It's big shot from the point to end the second period.
No goals in that second period at all, though not for the lack of chances. Both players with some, though, Nasher. It is a tighter game than maybe some of us expected. Not a lot of space for the offenses to be creative.
Yeah, there's not a ton of good opportunities going both ways. You see both players, maybe they're a little bit nervous. Obviously, they don't want to let in that next goal, which is going to be huge. They're kind of just circling around, trying to find the one-timers, and nothing's there. We talked a lot about these guys and their offensive ability. It's looking like defense is actually really impressive for this one.
Third period underway. You got to think about how much respect there is here as well. They both certainly have said this before, just how much they respect each other. Hanselino respecting Playmaker as really somebody who's taken the scene by storm in such a short amount of time, or for as young as he is. And meanwhile, Hanselino being the legend, having that status in Scandinavia like he does in Europe, like he does. Playmaker definitely aware of that as well.
Yeah, both of these guys, we know whoever wins this matchup, they deserve to be here. They fought hard. They came out here last year, put on a good show, and came up a little bit short. This year, they're looking for revenge. They want to get back into this thing, and they want to make their way to Las Vegas.
Playmaker trying to make his way to the front of the net with the puck here in the offensive zone, looking for a pass, can't find it. Kreider might be able to get a decent chance with the counterattack. Kreider has it here for Hanselino. Down to the goal line, loses the puck. It is loose. Back to Playmaker. That puck goes nowhere. Here's Byfuglien. Byfuglien in the neutral zone. Dances around a bunch of Lightning players to Keith. Keith will take the shot and cover it up by Playmaker.
Playmaker manually controlled his goalie there. It wasn't a great opportunity, and it happened so fast. Most people wouldn't even be able to pull that off. He grabbed the manual goalie, put up the blocker, put up the glove, and made the save.
Face-off won by Hanselino. Mantha shoots and scores the one-timer. Mantha passes to Breadman with 2 goals now, makes it 2-1.
Wow, what a play off the draw. We talk a lot about the importance of face-offs. Right there, Hanselino's able to set it up perfectly. That tie-up is coming in huge again and again. We see the tie-up to the one-timer a lot in this tournament, and that could very well be the defining point of this game.
A timely goal indeed for Artemi Panarin and Hanselino. No, that is not what Mom wanted to see, but we have plenty of time to go. And it is game number 1. 13:47 to be exact.
And now is where things start to get a little bit interesting. We saw Plee playing pretty passive in the...
Oh, it hits the iron. That would have been interesting right there.
I think it hit off the iron, off the blocker, and then bounced out. We're going to see Plee. He has to get aggressive. He has to get into this game. He can't be playing the passive, patient game that he was playing in the last period.
So a test of mental strength now for Playmaker. Will he be able to get back into this game like he wants to? Doesn't want to go down 1-0 against Hanselino in the series. Definitely not. Here's Ben. The pass, he scores! Perhaps some insurance. A hattie for Panarin. It's 3-1.
Wow. Tic-tac-toe. You saw a behind-the-back, no-look pass there to Panarin sitting mid-slot. Incredibly creative play, incredibly skilled. What a goal from Hanselino. You know he's breathing a sigh of relief.
3 goals for Artemi Panarin against Sergei Bobrovsky. I thought you'd have something to say there, Nasher. Never mind.
No, what can I say?
The reactions are priceless here.
Panarin coming in huge for him. Man, these first lines, it's like the other lines aren't even on the ice. We've seen goal after goal from the first lines in every single game of this tournament. Panarin obviously being the superstar of this one.
Hanselino is a competitor that it's very difficult to... Wait a minute, Playmaker! Oh, just misses the net with that opportunity. Had a golden chance to bring this to within 1, but instead it'll be Hansu who collects it in his own zone. Here's Nico Hischier, the #1 overall pick in 2018. Jamie Benn to Silverberg. Hansu still has the puck. Adam Henrique.
Very disciplined hockey from both of the guys right now. You saw a couple board plays there. Could have resulted in a holding penalty if done incorrectly, but no, these guys are playing perfect hockey right now. Obviously, Hanselino having a lead, he doesn't want to take a penalty. He's playing very, very smart.
Pass there, there's DeBrusk. Playmaker, the puck was in front of the net. Panarin has it again, possibly looking for 4. There's 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third period. Hanselino up 3-1. Tierney. Tierney evades the pinning against the boards. Very well done. Panarin chases after the puck and gets it. Panarin looking for that pass to the wide open player. Couldn't find it though. Here's Boyle. Now playing the 4th line. Playmaker's playing his 4th line right now. Brian Boyle, assistant captain for his team.
Surprised that we need a whistle here so that Plee can get a timeout, get his first line back on the ice. Only 55 seconds left. He's not going to have a lot of time to do it.
Subban. Here's Boyle. Brian Boyle. A pass, he scores! Well, the 4th line converts there. It's Jake Virtanen. Makes it 3-2, and we still got some time left.
What a pass and what a finish. Wow, Playmaker coming back. It is not over until that final whistle. Plee obviously getting into his zone. He knows he's got to keep crushing this thing. Still plenty of time on the clock as long as he gets set up and wins this opening draw.
Don't give game 1 to Hanselino just yet. Playmaker, in the last minute, able to bring the game within 1. And now, we mentioned this last year, we'll mention it again. Very rarely will you see the goalie pulled in NHL19.
Yep, and it's just not worth the risk, especially in this game. All you have to do is flick up on that analog stick to shoot. You got to be, I'd say anywhere within halfway on the ice. Usually you can get into the net. That's why a lot of times you won't see guys do that. We'll see what Plee decides. He just called a timeout. He's got fresh lines. Here we go.
He's got the 2 snipers. Ovechkin. Oh, the shot there. That could have been it. A save by Dubnyk. And Hanselino is smiling, saying, thank you, Tendy.
And this draw right here is going to be huge. We'll see if Plee can win it.
A tie-up allows Hanselino to collect the puck. 30 seconds to go. Playmaker taking a costly penalty, and it'll be Hanselino going on the power play. That might all but do it. The face-off won by Hanselino. There's Erik Karlsson to Backstrom behind the net. Could just play keep away for the next 23 seconds. He is already on the power play, but hang on. Here's Playmaker. What can he do here? 18 seconds to go. He has no choice but to go for it right now. 14 seconds to go. Here comes Hanselino again. And it looks like Hanselino, that penalty proving to be far too costly, and maybe one more chance for a shot here, and that will be a 4-on-4, but a deliberate penalty.
Wow, he could win the draw and maybe make something happen here. There's a chance that Plea has a chance.
Let's see what happens.
Wins it straight back,
here.
gets a clap.
And not enough. Wow, Hansu takes game one.
Oh, the closest game we've had so far, guys, and maybe that's not surprising because it is Hanselino and Playmaker, two of the very best, but the bearded man squeaking it out 3-2 to take a 1-0 lead, and again, a couple of big goals by his top line, Nasher. That did the difference.
Yeah, how about Panarin there? Just putting on a clinic out there. Goal after goal, opportunity after opportunity. That first line coming in huge for him. Tic-tac-toe passing, no-look passes to the mid-slot. It's incredible stuff from Hanselino. Played well, just couldn't get those pucks in at the end.
Yeah, Panarin was the one on the score sheet getting the goals, but it was McDavid's speed that was really the difference yet again. And you're going to see that happen throughout the tournament. You have already, you'll see it again. It's Connor McDavid, a 99 speed Connor McDavid. That truly is a difference maker in these games.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights of this game and see exactly what it is you are talking about. Yes, Panarin with the goal-scoring finishes, but a lot of work set up. But it was Playmaker who actually started first with a very nice one-hander.
Cheeky at its finest, the one-hand tuck, a staple. It has become a staple in NHL 19, and Playmaker used it perfectly there. But you know what? Hansu had an answer.
Yeah, I thought with Plea getting the first goal, especially with style like that, he was going to be in a roll. But Hanselino fought back, and he fought back hard. Look at those back-to-back passes across the middle, finding open space. Look at that pass behind the back right to Panarin in front.
Panarin just kept adding to his tally. Playing like he's on a contract year, Nasher.
That he is. And Plea, obviously a good opportunity at the end here. Big save at the end. Unfortunately, Plea just this close to coming back and tying it, but not overtime for game one.
Close enough, though, and we have two more potential games to go through. And while our next game, the second of the series, is getting set up, here is a quick word from one of our sponsors.
What's the difference between good and great? Good treats you like a customer. Great treats you like a friend. From saving your haircut details and clip notes to saving you time with online check-in, Great Clips makes your life easier, just like a great friend should. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Playmaker has made it to the EU Regional Final 2 years in a row. Last season, he lost a one-goal game to Eki to miss his chance to play in Vegas. He joined him anyways as a friend. This year, he wants to join him as a competitor. Here's more on Playmaker.
I know a lot of the players, and Eki is my best friend. We have played a lot lately in tournaments. Last tournament we were in final, in Finnish Championship final, and against Hanselino we have played so many tournaments. The first one was in NHL 15, Finnish Championship final, when I was 13 years old, and I won my first tournament. If I won 50K, I would probably travel a lot.
Oh, you know, he wants to join his friend as a player in Vegas. He's going to have to win game 2 to stay alive. It is time for the second game of the series between Hanselino and Playmaker.
It's going to be an uphill battle for that young man in order to book his ticket to Las Vegas. That man right there is one win away. Last year, it was the agony of the heartbreak of missing out on the grand finals. But it could turn to ecstasy if he's able to win this game right now.
And you know, Hanselino, we asked him, you know, what did you do with that loss last year? He actually went back, watched the tapes, studied up, and he figured out, hey, this is what I did wrong. I was nervous here. This is what I need to do next time. You know he's in his zone right now. He is 1 win away from heading to Las Vegas.
Both of them mentioned when we asked them, because they are in similar situations, both of them missing out on the grand finals last year, having qualified last year as well, that they feel more motivated this year to qualify for the grand finals than they did last year, despite the fact that both of them saying the quality of competition was better this year in their opinions. Both of them perhaps a little bit of a chip on their shoulders, maybe just an increased sense of motivation because of what happened last year. And here comes Playmaker looking for an early opportunity. Here's Shabbat to Subban at the point. Pad save is made. Shabbat to Subban again at the point. A couple of shots from the blue line, and Dubnyk will cover up.
You notice Hanselino, he used to be throwing pucks out every single time. We didn't see many whistles. Right now, he's got the lead. He's going to play this safe, play it smart, and try to focus on his game. Doesn't want to give up a bad goal based off throwing the puck out.
Pettersson wins the faceoff for Playmaker, but it is Panarin. Giant game one. Securing the hat trick, another shot from the point. It's exclusively shots from the point from both competitors early on in this game, and that will be icing. Hanselino taking a razor-thin game number one. Slimmest of margins. Playmaker bringing it to within one late in the third period, but it just wasn't enough. Let's see what happens here in game number two. Playmaker bringing the puck to Pettersson. Nice pass there. Looking for Lindholm, but can't bring it home. Still has a chance here. Lindholm, the puck is free, but instead it'll be Panarin with Hanselino with Panarin. To Backstrom, to Mantha. Great passing there, but in position was Bobrovsky. Lindholm over to Niederreiter. Niederreiter, Playmaker with Pettersson. Here's Playmaker, nice pass to Niederreiter. Martinez at the point, brings it forward. Pettersson with the shot. A windmill glove save for Hansu.
Wow, I gotta say, last game we didn't see a lot of good opportunities early. They got their goals and then nothing kind of was happening. This game, we haven't seen a goal yet, but we've had 3-4 good opportunities, 2 from each side, and a big save there to keep them in the game.
Nico Hischier. Sean Couturier instead for Playmaker. Ovechkin. Oh, Ovi to Tarasenko. That was, in Hansu's mind, a surefire goal, but Playmaker says, Instead, Hansu has the puck with Hischier now. Skating through all the defenders, looking for a pass, can't find it. PK Subban will intercept. Here comes Tarasenko now for Playmaker. Loses the puck. Back comes Hanselino. Across the blue line. A stick lift. But Hansu still has it. There's Rasmus Dahlin, #1 overall pick in 2018. I misspoke about Hischier. He was 2017. That's what we do as pro broadcasters. We correct ourselves. That one rang off the bar.
Wow. The opportunities from Playmaker so far this game. He's gotten robbed on a windmill. He got robbed by the crossbar right there. Multiple good opportunities. One of these has to go.
Right now, the goaltender's best friend has been front and center in some of these opportunities. The puck will sail back into the neutral zone. Here comes Hansu. Hansu to Fowler now. Cam Fowler making an appearance in the tournament finals here. Still has it. Great spatial awareness. Hansu, what else is new in this tournament? It's almost as this is very much an Eki-style strategy here, just keeping the puck behind the net, trying to create that space.
And you can tell Ple's getting a little bit frustrated. He's like, what am I going to do against this guy circling around the zone like this? I've got to get aggressive. I got to go for a big hit. And usually that's when goals happen the other way.
Which is interesting because Plee and Eki practiced against each other so much that you would think that he would know what to do against that, or at least have a good game plan, because he's seen it so much playing against his buddy.
Yeah, he might not expect it against Hanselino, but both of these guys very aggressive, very patient. Here comes a good opportunity.
Possibly a dangle. No, won't find it. Carlson gets it instead. Here comes Zibanejad. McDavid to Kreider for Hanselino. Evading. A big chance there. We are still tied at 0 with 44.9 seconds, and that's icing.
Looks like you can see the top two lines there in the bottom right corner, dead tired. He's got his fourth line out on the ice here. This is when goals sometimes can happen the other way. Playmaker has his fourth line out on the ice.
Virtanen, with 20 seconds to go, passes it to DeKeyser and DeBrusk. Looking for that one-timer, Hansolino telegraphed it, and it is tied at 0 after 1.
Surprise, surprise, no goals again between these two for yet another period. Just like the second in game 1, it is 0-0, goalless. And naturally, you mentioned it at the end, Playmaker really relying on his top two lines. He kind of has to, given the fact that he's down in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, he's actually playing a pretty good game. We saw a lot of chances early. A couple pucks bounced off the post, had a windmill save. He's got to keep doing what he's doing, and I think eventually some of these will go and he'll come out on top.
Second period underway. Hansolino leading the series 1-0. With a win here, he meets Eki in Vegas, but hold on, because Playmaker says, I am not done at all. I'm going to tie this game, and it's going to be Ovi that does it.
And Alexander Ovechkin, that top line, but Plea did get the first goal last game. Will he be able to hold on to that lead? Will he let it go? We will find out.
So we are tied once again. You can almost tell the margin of competition between these two competitors. Like, you can tell that they're very, mom is happy, always great to see. You love to see it. You love to see it. Got to make mom happy. You the level of competition between these, you can tell they're both at the same level, right at the top of the mountain, competing back and forth, tit for tat, just terrific.
Yeah, with these kind of games, it's just like real hockey. One lucky bounce can change the outcome of the series. And right now, Plea hasn't been getting the bounces. He's just playing his game, going hard. We'll see if maybe a couple soft goals goes in, maybe a couple opportunities going the other way. Hansolino obviously has a good chance to still tie this thing up.
Tarasenko has it. Playmaker. Playmaker in lightning blue. Hansolino in San Jose white. Couturier, a lead pass to Lindholm, almost had a breakaway. Great spin there by Connor McDavid. He's looking for his outlets, and he won't find any, and Bobrovsky will cover up.
You can really see that speed on McDavid. It's unreal. Plea actually went for a couple hits there, missed, and it led to a pretty good opportunity for McDavid on the other side. So we'll see if Plea continues to be more aggressive like that, or if he starts to sit back, especially now that he has the lead.
Well, we just saw the stat there. McDavid is a -1 in this game right now. However, he has 11 minutes on the ice, so lion's share of time being distributed to that first line for Hansolino. And you saw how tired both lines were for Playmaker at the end of the first period. He's just cycling back the first and second lines.
Yep, I think he's trying to keep his... What a save! Wow! Hansolino made a great pass across the middle. We've seen highway robbery on both sides from these goaltenders in this game.
Devan Dubnyk, absolutely the singular reason this score is still 1-0. Wow. Playmaker, meanwhile, looking to capitalize on that. Has the puck back to Parayko at the point. Won't make it through. Here's Lee. Lee to Ben for Hansu. Hansu dangling around. Beautifully done, but Playmaker gets the puck in the end. A pass to DeKeyser. DeKeyser will cross the blue line. Won't find any of his teammates, and instead it'll be Lee to Ben, to Nico Hischier, to Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn trying to power through, gets poke checked off the puck, still has it, looking for that one-timer, doesn't find it, finds it there and scores. It's 2-1.
Bar down. You see Hansolino, anytime he enters the zone, he goes for a give and go. He's got a guy sitting around the blue line on the boards, makes the pass, looks for it back, and that has led to a goal multiple times so far in this series.
Make it 1-1. He ties it at 1. My apologies, but you can see them looking back and forth saying, hey, anything you can do, I can do too. Beautiful textbook one-timer. Bottle popper.
That is a bottle popper. You'd love to see a little smile on Plea's face. He's like, okay, okay, good goal, Hansolino. Let's get back into this thing.
Tie up at the face-off circle. Playmaker assumes control. Over to Berchi. Berchi will lose it, and Kreider will collect to Zibanejad. Mika Zibanejad to Erik Karlsson for Hansolino. Just scored, Hansu did, to tie the game up at 1. Looking for a second goal. The puck dangerously on the crease, in the crease, I should say. And here's Adam Henrique on the counterattack. Looking for a pass there to Subban, who was deep in the play. Still has the puck, does PK Subban. Kreider has it now for Hansolino. 4:15 left in the second period. Around the dasher, Silverberg will collect it for Playmaker. Berchi to Boyle. Brian Boyle. Playmaker cycling through his lines. Hansu to Tierney. Same with Hansu. Nice save there by Bobrovsky. Minute 50 to go, still tied at 1. Scores! Playmaker 1T. Brian Boyle's the culprit. It's 2-1.
How about Brian Boyle? We haven't seen the lower line score yet in this tournament really at all. A nice goal from Plee with just a little bit of time left on the clock. Wow, what a beauty.
The day after the grand finals at the NHL Awards in Vegas, Brian Boyle won the Masterson Trophy last season. And here he scores the go-ahead goal for Playmaker. Mom is very happy about it. Dubnyk is not happy at all about it. And the score is 2-1. Virtanen and DeBrusk with the apples. And there is a minute left in the second period. Well, things have just gotten very interesting. As Playmaker looking for a third goal now. A pass to Tarasenko. Oh, a poke check. Still has the puck, though. The clock will tick away. And Playmaker escapes the period with a 1-goal lead.
You don't often see guys like Brian Boyle scoring in this game, but he just so happens to be the favorite NHL player of one Playmaker back from Boyle's days on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and right now he has Playmaker up 2-1, and maybe, just maybe, back in this series, a period away from evening things up with Hansolino. Here's the third.
Oh, the drama has certainly built as Tarasenko has it for Playmaker, looking for another one-timer. Shabbat couldn't find it right there. Here comes Panarin. Panarin scored multiple goals in game number 1. Could he add to the tally there? No, Mantha looking for a dangle of his own, but Bobrovsky in position. Here comes Playmaker now with Ovechkin. Ovi circling around, looking to fire the puck, but cannot. Gets pinned up against the boards. Tarasenko in a timely position, has Ovechkin now, tries to spin around, shot gets blocked. Couturier has it. Where are the options? Ovechkin to Couturier behind the net. Scores! Playmaker adds a little insurance with OV8. It's 3-1.
Alexander Ovechkin, how do you do? What a goal. He is just working it right now. Surprised with how defensively sound Hansolino has been so far in this tournament. Playmaker setting up beautiful tic-tac-toe. Even an additional pass in there above a tic-tac-toe. He's got 5-6 straight passes in a row that leads to a good goal.
Does not look happy. Hansolino, I should say. Lamenting that insurance marker right there to bring Playmaker to a 2-goal lead, and there will be a timeout.
Yeah, I think those top lines were sort of towards the end of their energy there. Obviously a goal there by the top line. We're going to get refreshed. Hansolino calls the timeout, and hopefully he can turn this thing around.
So Couturier and Shabbat with the assists. So what will Hansu do here? He's down by 2. He's got just over 15 minutes left to go in the game. He is leading by 1. So he will not be eliminated if he loses this game. It will go to the third deciding game. But if we're up to him, he wouldn't want to go there. Here's Pettersson. Hansolino with McDavid. A fresh McDavid. Lindholm spins around, evades the defender. Playmaker, great pass to Martinez, scores! Make it 4-1. What a beautiful pass.
This passing right now, he is on another level. I don't know where this passing was game 1, but he has certainly brought it for game 2. He's finding the open space. Guy sitting wide open in the slot. He had all day to pick that top left corner.
This is the playmaker that everyone was talking about. This is the playmaker that everyone sees grinding it day in and day out and competing in tournaments here in Europe and in Finland. The playmaker that is feared by so many competitors that have been on the scene for so many years.
He promised us 5+ goals. I think we're going to get it this game. He is putting on an absolute clinic with his passing.
And Mom is loving it. 4-1 is your score. Playmaker running away with it in the third period. Maybe room for more. There's Tarasenko. Down to Ovechkin. Ovechkin has it. Finds the net, and Dubnyk has to make a key save. Here's Panarin now. Panarin to Backstrom. Meanwhile, it'll be Tarasenko for Playmaker. Playmaker just riding that momentum right now. Just, you could tell. Even us in a different room right now, I can feel Playmaker's confidence exuding through the screen. You can just see it and feel it. Duncan Keith, Backstrom to Mantha. What can Hanselino do here now? That'll be offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. 9:10 to go in the third period. Playmaker up a commanding 4-1 lead. Panarin with over 17 minutes of ice time in this game for Hanselino, but no goals. Big difference from game 2 over game 1, where Panarin saw himself on the score sheet multiple times. And another opportunity for Playmaker, perhaps. A big save by Dubnyk with the manual goaltender. Here comes Nico Hischier. Jamie Benn loses it, and Playmaker on the counterattack. Here's Lindholm. Lindholm back skates it around to protect the puck. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third. Big slap shot by Niederreiter. The puck is still loose. No, Hansu has it to Ben. Ben over to Anders Lee. To Dahlin. Dahlin to Ben. Hanselino still fighting, a save by Bobrovsky. That might be costly. Gave up the puck. Did the goaltender. Diving effort there by Playmaker. Gives up the puck again in his own zone. To Ben. Ben winds up and shoots. Bobrovsky makes the save.
That was a big manual goalie there from Plea. That thing was 100% going into the back of the net, especially if you're mid-slot. You have that much time to wind up. It's going in 99% of the time. Huge save from Plea.
Just over 2 minutes left in the third. Still a 4-1 lead for Playmaker. A statement game right now for Plea. He lost the first game by 1, almost added a 5th right there. But a big statement being made right now. Dubnyk with the stop. No chance, no option but to dish it away. Playmaker will capitalize, however. Here's Martinez, who has a goal in this game. Gets crunched in the offensive zone. Here's McDavid. What can McDavid do? Still has the puck, but Bobrovsky will make the stop and cover up. So it is 37.3 seconds left in the game. Playmaker will all but take game number 2, tie it up. For the first time, we will see a game 3 in the European Regional Finals in 2019 here in the NHL GWC. And how appropriate it is that it is against, it is in the series of Hanselino and Playmaker.
We knew it was going to happen. We called game 3. We wanted OTs. We haven't quite gotten OT yet. It wouldn't surprise me if game 3 is a close one.
Both Hanselino and Playmaker returning for a second time in the European Regional Final with the spot to Vegas on the line. Both falling just short a year ago. Well, it's one game to decide which of these two, Hanselino or Playmaker, will go through thanks to Ple's 4-1 win in Game 2 of the best-of-3 series. Nasher, handicap that final now. Who do you think the advantage goes to? We saw Hanselino come out strong in Game 1. It was all Playmaker for a lot of that second game.
Yeah, how about Plea fighting back? He's young, he's inexperienced, a little bit maybe immature compared to the other guys in this tournament, but no, he fought back stronger than ever. Maybe taking some things from his friend Eki, and wow, that offense, the passing, absolutely unreal, especially in high competitive games like this against an opponent like Hanselino. He really showed what he can do.
Well, let's take a look at the game that was from these two, especially courtesy Playmaker, who provided some pretty nice goals, guys. And it was a tight start again. A goalless first, but early in the second, Plea breaking through, and no surprise, the one-timer becoming super effective for both players in their opening goals, but then Playmaker just exerting his offensive dominance.
Yeah, it's like a tale of two Pleas in this series. Everything until the end of the first period of the second game, you could say that it was a more tepid, a more reserved Playmaker, and then the chains just fell off in the second period, and we saw exactly the type of Playmaker that puts fear in the heart of opponents, and that's exactly what we saw. So if we were to handicap the final or add, say, who might win Game 3, you might have to give the edge to Plea simply because if he plays the way he did in the second and third period against Hanselino in Game 3, that's lights out.
But with that said, we know what the capabilities of Hanselino are as well. He's one of the favorites for a reason. He is amongst Finnish lore in this game because of how good he is. What made him so ineffective in that game? What did Plea do to shut down those players? We saw McDavid struggle to get any chances when we know he's amongst the best in this game.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily Plea's defense. It was mostly just his offense. We saw he set up one-timer after one-timer. It wasn't just one pass, two pass. We saw 4, 5, 6 good passes in a row that led to those good plays. I think he's just got to keep that going. He had that perfect, picture-perfect offense set up throughout the entire game. We'll see if he can keep it going into Game 3.
There is a mental element to this as well now, right? There is one game to decide who's going to Vegas. Both of these players in this situation a year ago, both falling just short. Take us through maybe what their mindsets are heading into this final game.
Can you imagine both of them right now?
That's a lot of pressure.
Unbelievable, the idea that both of them were so close. Playmaker especially, 1 goal away, overtime, didn't make it. He's probably replaying that in his mind right now because he could find himself in the exact same situation here. Overtime, 1 goal decides it all. I mean, my goodness, just to have to go through that 2 years in a row, wow.
And it's fitting. Both players kind of watched the finals in their own way. We know Playmaker went with Eki to support him. Hanselino telling us he watched from home. He was motivated in Ether. And we asked him, well, what's different? He's like, well, I know how to play good this year. I know what to do this year. Well, you're going to have to put your money where your mouth is, right? Because it is a final game. It is a chance to go, and nobody wants to fall short again. And I'm sure, more than anything, he doesn't want to shave that beard. He said he might consider it if he lost this game and didn't make his way to Vegas. I know he wants to grow that because he wants to be there as well.
Exactly, and I mean, this is the biggest matchup of their careers. They've played in a lot of tournaments. Hanselino, they said they played back in NHL 15. That was their first time playing against each other. Plea was playing him at 13 years old, and now they're meeting here in 2019 for a trip to Vegas on the line and a lot of cash, of course, as well.
He didn't even shave his beard. Hanselino didn't even shave his beard for his own wedding. He trimmed the beard. He didn't shave it off. He did after the wedding, but then it came back. So for him to say he's going to shave it off if he loses here, that's a big deal.
Well, he's not a guy that wants to lose right now. He wants to win, and he doesn't want to watch the World Final from his home in Finland. He wants other people watching him while he is in Vegas playing for it. He is just a win away. Here's more on Hanselino.
I know every Finnish player here, and I've been playing all of them a lot of times, and everyone knows how to play, so everyone can beat anyone. And I'm happy that my best friend in real life, Dominoint, is here also, and I hope he's doing well. But if we meet in the final, it's going to be tough, but I hope I can beat him.
Well, Hanselino got a bit of a pep talk from another former player, Domino Into, giving him some words of wisdom maybe. Hey, take anything you can right now. It is a best of 1 now. Game 3, Hanselino, Playmaker, Vegas on the line.
What do you think Domino Into is saying?
I don't know, man. We gotta just look at Ple's offense. How do you shut that down? It's so difficult. Probably just coaching him defensively. Like, you gotta step up here. You gotta get a little bit more aggressive. Don't just let him walk around the zone like he has been.
Look, that is how you psych yourself up for a game 3. This is it. Down to one game. One of these two will make it to the finals here in the European Regionals and book their ticket to Las Vegas and battle here today for $5,000 and for that all-important first place position to secure themselves a spot in the Final Four. Second place still goes to Vegas, but they have a lot longer of a road in order to make it to the grand finals. Game is underway. First game was a 3-2 razor-sharp victory. Razor-thin, I should say, for Hanselino. And game number 2, Playmaker ran away with it, particularly in the second and third period, with a 4-1 final score. And now we find ourselves in the deciding game. High drama here in the European Regional Finals, and Hanselino almost opened the scoring there. Still has the puck with Connor McDavid. Scores! Did you see the way he kept the puck? It was like he was in a phone booth, but still kept the puck with him.
The patience there from Hanselino, absolutely unbelievable. I thought he could have done a couple things there. I thought a shot was coming, thought a one-hitter was coming. Instead, he circles back, waits for that perfect opportunity like he always does, and he buries it.
And that is a momentum shifter. Playmaker not happy with that one. Connor McDavid had the puck there for a good 30 seconds before he dished it off to Chris Kreider, and Hanselino very happy with that.
And Plee has had the pleasure of having the first goal in both of the previous games of this tournament. Now Hanselino's got the first one on the board. This is the first time that Plee has been down early in this game.
It took under 3 minutes for Hanselino to get on the board. In our third and deciding game. Big hit in the neutral zone. Playmaker has it, though. That'll be offside. With that being said, though, Playmaker was able, when Playmaker opened the scoring, Hanselino was able to equalize very quickly in previous games. So let's see if Playmaker can do the same. Has the puck with Subban in the neutral zone. Subban brings it forward, looking for that one-timer, can't find it. Niederreiter gets it anyway. To Lindholm, to Pettersson. Not in the best position there, but still got the one-timer off.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. Pettersson was on the offside there. He's a lefty. If that was a righty, that probably would have been a for sure goal, and what a save! The saves coming in huge for this entire series, and yet again, Playmaker bailed out.
And Dubnyk with a nice stop of his own right there. So a couple of great saves on each end of the ice, but that save there by Bobrovsky for Playmaker might be a difference maker as we talk about it. As this goes along, we are in a situation where Hanselino finds himself 1-0 up with 11 minutes to go in the first period. Here's Ben for Hanselino. Ben behind the net gets pinned up against the boards, but will pass it along. Hischier to Lee. Anders Lee looking for Bufflin at the point, but won't find him. Instead, it'll be Silverberg and Henrique playing a little give and go, but Hanselino will strip them of the puck to Fowler. The one-timer, Lee misses the net. Lee is neutralized. Here's Playmaker with Berchi. Henrique gets by him. There's Bufflin to Ben. Ben. Back and forth action for Tannen now. Muscled off the puck. Fowler. 7 minutes to go in the first. Here's a break. The one-hand tuck doesn't go.
Actually, he went to manually control his goalie, then opted to bounce out of it, confusing Hanselino there on the break.
Well, mind games being played by Playmaker.
Back and forth, yep. You just don't know what's going to happen on those breakaways. They're certainly not for sure goals like you think they would be.
What patience there exhibited by Playmaker. By both of them, actually. In any other level, you might see a poke check at that moment, causing a penalty, but not here. Here's Playmaker. McDavid takes the puck instead. So we got 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first. Hansolino with a 1-0 lead. And that's a penalty shot. Our first penalty shot of the regional finals. And here we go. Scores! Look at that speed. Whoa. That was a lightning bolt against the Lightning.
Wow. Playmaker shaking his head at that one. Debatable on the penalty shot call for sure. Little bit of space. McDavid obviously with the speed. And if you give him a penalty shot, it's going to be a goal every single time.
Holy cow. Hansolino with a little ride the lightning there. 2-0. My goodness. Like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, I think Playmaker tried to go for the diving poke check, but McDavid was so fast, so agile, he got around it quickly and was able to bury it on that short side.
Under a minute to go in the first period, a 2-0 lead for Hansolino. One of them coming off a penalty shot, which you're saying is debatable.
Yeah, I mean, it looked a little bit close, right? It was like toward the top of the circle, not quite on a quick rush. I don't know how that would have been called in real life. I mean, I could see the argument either way. At the end of the day, a goal is a goal.
And that is definitely a goal. A commanding 3-0 lead. Anthony Mantha finds the back of the net.
6.6 seconds left on the clock, and he was not worried in the slightest. He knew he had time to make something happen. A beautiful one-timer to put him up 3-0, and Plee is in a big hole right now.
He's in a big hole, but he's got 2 periods to dig himself out of it. Look, again, with everything on the line, Nasher, does the strategy change for Playmaker? Because he's got to score, and he's got to score quick.
Yeah, we saw that he can do it, right? Last game, we saw him string together 3-4 goals pretty quickly. Now, it's a little bit harder when you're down versus when you're even. We'll see if Plee's able to get that offense rolling.
Man, imagine what's going through Playmaker's head right now. Oh, what was going through his mind there was a goal to get him on the board, which did not convert. But just the idea of him flashing back to last year's tournament, being in a similar situation, even tighter than this, and now his whole tournament life flashing before his eyes with a 3-0 score. He's got to get his head back into this game very quickly. Use that offense to your advantage. Those 2 wingers. Here's Couturier right now. Meanwhile, Zibanejad has it for Hansolino. Playmaker will opt to bring it back to the neutral zone. And here's Dahlin for Hansolino to Kreider. Dumps the puck in, Panarin in hot pursuit. McDavid back to Panarin, behind the net still. Puck is loose, and that will be a power play for Hansolino, an untimely penalty for Playmaker.
Yeah, it looked like a little hook behind the net there. Plee obviously has to get more aggressive on defense. Started to go for the stick lifts, risky poke checks, risky hits, and unfortunately that results in a 2-minute power play for Hansolino. We'll see if he can convert.
A 3-0 lead for Hansolino with 14 to go in the second period. Hansolino on the power play. But Playmaker, we know how aggressive he is, even if he's penalty killing. Henrique has it. Just powering his way to the front of the net, trying to create a chance. Here's Subban. Silverberg knocks the puck forward, but won't find its way to the net. Here's Couturier now for Playmaker. Playmaker will opt to go beyond the goal line and back around the net, and looking for the one-timer, just could not find it there.
How about Plee on that PK? It did not look like he was on the kill at all.
No.
He was on playing offense the whole time, pushing forward, making a couple risky plays. I mean, obviously he has to, but on the PK like that, could go the other way very easily.
Well, we know what it would say on Playmaker's billboard. It would be attack, attack, attack. But meanwhile, is Hansolino attacking, possibly for a 4th goal here. He has found the back of the net 3 times. One of them on a penalty shot. First one of this tournament. Here's Pettersson circling around. Now he's behind the net. Playmaker with Niederreiter. Oh, Lindholm just out of position there. And another delayed penalty. This time, again, it's for Hanselino. Wow. So Hanselino will enjoy some 6-on-5 right now. And that was almost a wow. A good save there by Bobrovsky, but Playmaker's in trouble right now.
Yeah, Plee, he wants to keep the puck in the zone as much as possible. He's trying to poke check at times where you just got to let him walk by. You know you're going to hit the skates and trip him up. And here's Hanselino's golden opportunity to get this thing nearly out of reach with a 4-goal lead if he's able to get one.
Meanwhile, Playmaker is going to just act like he's not on the penalty kill at all. He's going to be as aggressive as he usually is. 7:30 to go in the second period. But Hanselino finding some space and finds the back of the net again. A commanding 4-0 lead. This time it's Jamie Benn.
The one-timers from Hanselino. He has figured out his game and figured it out to perfection. Whatever happened between that second game and this third game, maybe it was the pep talk at the intermission. Something has changed in his mindset, in his play style, and this is unbelievable. 4-0 over Plee.
Maybe it was him hearing us say that Plee has the edge going into Game 3. Face-off won by Playmaker. A 4-goal deficit with 7 to go in the second period. What can Playmaker do here? Here's Shabbat at the point. Tarasenko misses it. Carlson has it for Hanselino. McDavid now. McDavid, the speedy McDavid. Carlson to Dahlin at the point, a save made. Up to Ovechkin. Ovechkin back skating it towards the net, circles around, holds on to it, looking for options. Ovechkin still has it. Instead, it'll be Zibanejad for Hanselino after it ran out of options. Zibanejad has it, passes it to McDavid. McDavid gets sent to the ice. Playmaker with the counterattack. Couturier loses the puck. So now Anthony Mantha for Hansu with 1:45 to go in the second period. Panarin. The pass is blocked. Here comes Playmaker with Pettersson. Pettersson looking for that outlet pass. In front of the net, doesn't go. 20 seconds to go in the second. Crunching hit, Parayko to Pettersson. Maybe time for another opportunity. The one-timer doesn't go. At the end of the second period, it is going to be 4-0 for Hanselino.
Yes, with a lead as big as his beard, Hanselino in full control of Game 3 of the semifinal series against Playmaker, up 4-0 after 2 periods appeared away from booking his spot in Vegas. Here's the third.
Shabbat has it for Playmaker. In this third period, perhaps our final period of the semifinals, Game 3 was needed between these two fierce competitors. And Hanselino finally solving the puzzle in game number 3 and breaking the game wide open, just as Playmaker did in game number 2. And now it's McDavid. Look at that! McDavid, the speed, the shot.
An unbelievable play as he circles around. He just, I don't know how he does it. He finds space when there's nothing there. Plays good defense typically, but there's nothing that he can do right now to stop Hanselino and Connor McDavid. Speed, agility, deking, and then he finishes it with the shot. And how about another one? Panarin putting a goal on the board. This is all Hanselino.
That one, and yes, the superstition still intact for Hanselino. It is 6-0. And that one was maybe a little bit of luck on that one, but at this point it doesn't matter.
Right, and he's at a loss of words. He trained so hard to get to where he is. Put in quite the effort today, but at the end of the day, a couple lucky bounces, a couple big penalties in this game. We saw the penalty shot earlier. We saw a couple power play goals from Hanselino. That has been the difference maker and shifted all the momentum to Hanselino's favor.
Going into this tournament, Playmaker and Eki were elated that they were on opposite ends of the bracket. And I wonder now, with hindsight being 2020, how they feel about it.
Well, it was going to be a tough run for Playmaker either way. It's either Hans Lino or you'd have to face Eki at some point. Both obviously elite players at the top of their game. It's a tough battle, tough road. Every single matchup of this tournament could go either way, and you can see big turns of momentum like this happen frequently. In the last game, it was all Plea. This game, it's all Hans Lino.
Yeah, the scoreline doesn't suggest it, but you take nothing away from Playmaker's accomplishments here. And another power play. Just everything is turning up for Hanselino in this game 3. 1 for 2 on the power play. Has only 1 shot on the power play. Only needed 1 shot on that 1 power play. And that also speaks to Playmaker's aggressiveness, how aggressive he is even on the penalty kill. And another penalty. And it'll be a 5-on-3 for 1:14. Hanselino with a golden opportunity to just continue to add goals here.
Yeah, it looks like Plea, he's trying to do everything he can to turn this game around, getting very aggressive, poke check after poke check. Unfortunately, it's not working out for him. The penalties have been the difference maker and will continue to be the difference maker. 5-on-3, 10 minutes left. Got to expect Hanselino to put another one in here.
Now, Playmaker mentioned when we were talking about his roster, what would you have done differently? He said that he's happy that he has Ovechkin and Tarasenko as his snipers, but perhaps he would have picked the centerman higher up. I mentioned it earlier. He would have even possibly foregone picking Tarasenko in lieu of a better centerman. Do you think that has affected him here? And that is a 7th goal for Hanselino.
Looks like it may have been waved off. I think it might have hit off his skate in front there. Could have been a kicking motion. I don't know if it's going to count or not. Either way, you can see the disappointment in Plea. He is just shocked at what has occurred today. And it looks like we do have a good goal. 7-0.
No need for a video review. We don't need to go to Toronto for this one. That one is a good goal. It's 7-0. But you take nothing away from Playmaker's accomplishments. What this does say, though, is, and there's an 8th goal for you, what this does say is that this is the 2nd year in a row that Playmaker has found himself in a very impressive position, but still not able to crack that top 2.
Important to note, though, he still is the youngest player in this tournament. Obviously, a lot of room for growth. He's not going to give up. He continues to fight back year after year, tournament after tournament. We've seen him do well in a lot of the local tournaments here in Europe. We'll see if he can bounce back next year. Obviously, still a lot of growth to be had for this young man.
And that's a big takeaway. You nailed it right there in the sense that the potential is still seen among so much of the community. Let me read you what some of the other competitors said regarding Playmaker. Eki, his best buddy, said he's the best offensive player in the game that I've ever played. We're very close friends. We've played 50 games. We're pretty dead even in terms of our competitiveness. Kriketsi said he's a hard competitor. We're from the same city. He's a funny guy. We met in the Finnish Championship. Love the guy. He's great. Domino Inti said he's got really good offense. He's a very young guy. He's got lots of talents. He will be a big star in the future. That is the words of Domino Inti, who's a prominent member of this community, talking about Playmaker. And we said it before with Super Verta. He says he's a young gun. He's very talented, very dangerous, loves to score lots of goals. But what sticks out here is he says, every time Playmaker has the puck, I think of the worst case scenario. Because that's how talented he is. But at the end of the day, there's also a mental component to it. And that's why Eki is so successful right now, because he has that mental poise down pat, perhaps better than any competitor we've ever seen in Shell.
Yeah, in tournaments like this, you know momentum can shift at any time. And in this case, Hanselino hadn't scored the first goal of this series until this final game. The deciding point, got a couple breaks his way with the penalty shot and power plays, and he's continued to just show he's fighting back from last year. He had a lot to fight for. He said he was coming here with revenge on his mind. He wanted to make his way to Vegas, and right now, it is all but secured.
Playmaker, you mentioned Playmaker's age. He's in his 2nd year in college, having a business degree. He said his dream would be to work in the marketing department of an NHL team, possibly the Tampa Bay Lightning, the team he so loves and picked to represent in this tournament, and whose hat he's wearing. So if any Tampa Bay Lightning front office officials are watching this right now, we'd love for Playmaker to have an interview when he graduates. But let's focus our attention to Hanselino. Can you imagine what he is thinking right now? Just the fact that he has secured this victory, and he finally, after watching last year's finals with just regret in his heart, but now he's going to have a lot of optimism as he makes that flight. And he's going to be able to compete to call himself a world champion.
This was his goal from the beginning. He wanted to make his way to Vegas. He worked all year, countless, endless hours, day in and day out, and it's all come down to this. It's paid off for him. He is on top, 8-0 in his final game. This is a statement game. He's got Eki coming up next, and Eki now sees, hey, this guy is the real deal. 8-0, obviously the most experienced player in all of this tournament. Hanselino and Eki now going head-to-head.
Make it 9-0. Jamie Benn. And Hanselino, you can almost tell he's just extremely happy in this moment. He's going to Las Vegas. How sweet it is.
By number 14, Jamie Benn, assisted by number 9.
At this point, Playmaker just really wants to break the shutout for pride. Almost had the chance there. It's almost like it was destined to be for Hanselino. Congratulations. He is going to Las Vegas to compete for the World Championship.
And making a statement along the way. Still, you love to see that. A long handshake there between the two. I'm sure some nice words from Hanselino, all class. We saw some emotion from him as the game went on. I'm sure he's celebrating under that towel right now. He is off. Yes, the sign says it all. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, where only $50,000 is on the line, my guy. There's a fist bump from him. He's on his way to the World Final. The final of this one as well, with $5,000 in the spot. The semis in Vegas up for grabs. Hanselino, a 9-0 win. And guys, let's go through all three of the games in a second. They could not have been more different, Nasher.
No, it's unreal. The back and forth action, like I said, momentum shifts quickly. We saw Ple's offense come up countless times in game 2, and then once game 3 comes along, everything on the line. Hanselino figured it out. He shut it down. We're watching the highlights here. Goal after goal. And the one-hander from Ple in the first game, his creativity just insane. But unfortunately, couldn't get it to come through in the final game.
Look, you'll see 9-0 in that final game and be like, oh, maybe Ple doesn't belong to me. He certainly belongs to me. He's one of the best in the world as well. And like Arda was saying, people dub him the future, but he's also a guy that was a game away from making the final for a second straight year, Arda.
No kidding. And you got to wonder at what point in game number 3 did Hanselino not only feel like it was just in the bag for him? It definitely wasn't 1-0. That goal definitely set the tone, because I think that first goal was all important just for momentum and also for the mental. Just the fact that both of them were in the similar position, in the same boat. That first goal in game 3, as we're going to see right here, so important to set the tone. And as soon as Hanselino was able to get that first goal, but it wasn't even necessarily, it was a mix of penalty trouble, and it was just a mix of like a gradual, and especially this penalty shot here too.
Yeah, well, again, you imagine after scoring just 3 goals in the first 2 games, really being stifled offensively by Playmaker, even though he won the first one in a tight one, 3 in the first period is going to have your confidence through the roof. And then, I mean, almost unfairly dropping 9 because of penalties and aggressive play by Playmaker. But this a guy as well, Hanselino, again, the talk of the Finnish Chell world, as you guys call it. He's earned his place in Vegas, not just based on today, but over the course of the last year and improving his game. He says, I know what to do now. That was the difference between last year and this year. And there he is again, just so happy because 9 goals later, he's going to get a chance to show that to the world in Vegas.
Yeah, you usually don't see a lot of emotion from the Finnish guys.
Right.
And look at Hanselino. You saw throughout the game, each goal, he got progressively happier, a bigger smile on his face, fist pumps at the end. This guy is ecstatic right now. He is ready to go.
Arda, look at this final. Hanselino, Eki, arguably the two best players in this continent, going head-to-head in the final. Yes, they're both going to Vegas, but there are some real stakes here. Not only the $5,000, which I'm sure would be great for all of them, but an automatic berth in the semis in Vegas on the line if you win this series.
Yeah, I'm not taking this game lightly at all if I'm either of those competitors. This is extremely important to get that seeding, to be in the Final Four with a guarantee with a victory in that series.
Hanselino falling just short a year ago. He is on his way this time around. Let's head over to Carly, who is standing by with him in the Honda Road to the Finals area.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Hanselino is making his way to Vegas. What was it like winning these games after knowing you didn't make it last year? How are you feeling knowing you're heading to Las Vegas?
No words. Dream comes true. I don't know what to say. I'm just happy and hungry.
Love that. You're facing off against Eki next round. You beat him twice in the qualifiers. So what's it going to take to beat him again?
Well, I think I'm the one who can beat him. So let's see how it goes.
I like the confidence. And we've got you headed to Vegas. How exciting. Did you have a chip on your shoulder going into this? Were you looking for that redemption?
Yeah, of course I believe this year because I think I'm much better than last year. I have new game style, or just a little bit different, but I don't know what to say. I'm very excited to go there.
Well, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. Guys, back to you.
But before that, it is the final here in Europe. We're going to get to that on the other side. It's time for a quick break. But coming up next, oh yeah, Eki versus Hanselino. The winner will take home $5,000 and secure a first-round bye in Las Vegas here at the NHL Gaming World Championship.
Cars like this don't come around often. The Type R, the most powerful Civic ever, from Honda. Official vehicle of the NHL.
What's the difference between good and great? Good treats you like a customer. Great treats you like a friend. From saving your haircut details and clip notes to saving you time with online check-in, Great Clips makes your life easier, just like a great friend should. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Which forward in the NHL is the toughest to defend?
It's almost like he's got a pot attached to a string when he stick handles. Austin Matthews!
What's up?
Tough call, Pasta. Large cold brew?
Better make it a medium. I only have 2 minutes.
Hey, Rep, check your voicemail. You missed some calls.
Wow, she knows your order.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a regular here.
Where there's hockey, there's Dunkin'. So grab a cold brew for game time. America runs on Dunkin'.
Official partner of the 2019 NHL Gaming World Championship. Bold, refreshing, brisk.
They've intensified their performance.
Shot star! It's the captain! He saves them to the conference finals!
Inspired their cities.
It's bedlam here.
And proved their critics wrong.
Hey, what do you say?
Now they stand one step closer to the Stanley Cup. The conference finals continue on NBC and NBCSN.
The NHL Fan Choice Awards are back. It's time to celebrate the best social media of the hockey season. Players post, you decide.
So now we get to the storm surge after every home victory. Oh yeah, now that's nice.
Vote for your favorite players and moments in categories like Goal of the Year, Best Romance, Best Team Dog, and more. It's in the hands of the fans.
It's the goal juice.
It's got to be purple, right? That's the thing.
Vote now at NHL.com/Fan Choice Awards.
Welcome back to the NHL Gaming World Championship, Stockholm, Sweden, the site of the European Regional Final. We already have our two players moving on to Vegas. They are now going to compete for $5,000 and a first-round bye in the final. It has been a pleasure to be here with you. I am Faisal Kamisa, joined by Arda Okal and Nasher. It has been exciting. It has been fun. We know what's gone down. Eki, Hanselino, they have maneuvered their way through their respective brackets, both with very different roads to get there, but they are there right now and getting set to play in the final. Let's take a look at the bracket. We've had so many great matches. This is how we got there. Again, the favorites dominating early. 2-zip, 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 2-zip. We saw that. Eki then having his way with Kriketsi. Hanselino, though, needing that third and final game, guys, against Playmaker to get to this final.
When I look at this bracket, I think how appropriate it is. If you were to, on paper, predict this final, this is probably what you would come up with. It would have been a toss-up, perhaps, between Hanselino and Playmaker, and really, at the end of the day, it was. It came down to that third and final game. Yes, it was a blowout for Hanselino, but both of them more than able to qualify for the finals. This year, it was Hanselino's year.
Yeah, and how about this? Eki just dominating the competition so far throughout this tournament. Really hasn't faced any adversity. So I'm curious what happens when Hanselino and Eki, the two best in all of Europe, go head-to-head. Will Eki crumble under the pressure? Will he stay strong? We'll find out.
The Astro Gaming A40 Tournament Ready headset plus Mix MTR is the official gaming headset for the NHL GWC tournament. Get yours now at astrogaming.eu. All right, that is time for talking done. Final match between Eki and Hanselino. The winner, $5,000 in the bag and securing a first-round bye in Vegas. Take us through this matchup, Nasher. Let's start with you, Hanselino, Eki again. Arda said it. It's probably what many were expecting and hoping for. These are two, arguably, of the best players, not just in Europe, not just in Finland or Sweden, in the entire world.
I'm curious what Eki's thinking. He just saw his best friend Playmaker get destroyed.
Yeah.
8-0.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hanselino, he knows is a good player. I don't think he's ever seen him be that dominant before, especially on a big stage. So I'm curious, is Eki, he's got to come out strong. It's all about that first goal, getting on the board early, getting a couple goals, and then getting in Hanselino's head. We know Eki's a strong player mentally. We're not sure about Hanselino with his performance last year.
I think this adds a little bit of fuel to the fire for Eki, maybe a little element of revenge. I want to avenge my best friend. You just eliminated my best buddy from this tournament. It was supposed to be me and Plee going to Las Vegas. Well, guess what? Now I'm going to have to say, I'm going to take that $5,000 away from you. And they're pretty neck and neck in terms of the statistics as you see them here. But that last one, Faisal, it stands out because in the seeding, Hanselino was able to take the 3-game series online, but let's see what happens here.
Yeah, let's see both these teams with dominant rosters as well, and that might be a reason why they've gotten to this spot. Let's start with Eki's again. that first line doing a lot of the damage.
Yeah, Eke's lineup, there's not that standout player. He's just got an overall good team. We have Eichel, Matthews, Aho. We've seen that first line come up huge in these games. Obviously, his defense strong as well there with Carlson, Werenski. We got all the Americans, McAvoy in the mix, and Hannafin as well. Very strong lineup. His goalie playing unreal as well. Fleury, his first goaltender pick, opted to go with the second, and Vasilevsky's been strong for him.
Imagine Vasilevsky being a second pick in the draft. That's how rich this draft was.
Well, on the other side, Hanselino's lineup, we got the first pick overall in the draft. He's taken Connor McDavid. We saw him score on a penalty shot, obviously, in the last game, but it's that entire line, especially Artemi Panarin, who has contributed in a huge way for his team.
Panarin has been clutch for Hanselino in this tournament, but all roads lead through Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is definitely, by far, the best player in this game, and you can see it here, particularly with the synergies that Hanselino has activated. McDavid is nearly unstoppable.
McDavid may be the best player in the video game. We'll see who's the best at playing the video game. It is time for game one of our best of three series between Eke and Hanselino.
Our final is set. The 2018 NHL Gaming World Champion Eke will return to Las Vegas to defend his crown. But will he book a spot in the Final Four, or will he have to fight for that fourth and final spot, having lost here against Hanselino? Both of these two competitors very familiar with each other. They have competed in Europe, in Finland, many times, whether it's versus, whether it's in sixes, 6-on-6 competition, 1-on-1 competition. They know each other well. And here they find themselves sitting the final two, the European Regional Finals in 2019. One of them having tasted this before, the other one experiencing this for the very first time.
So, I want to know, Nasher, the favorite in your eyes right now is who?
It's hard to root against Eke, right? He's always good under pressure. This is the biggest game that he's had to face this entire year. Obviously won in Vegas last year, had quite a few big games there. The only thing is he hasn't faced adversity. He hasn't in this tournament. He didn't lose a game all of last year in this tournament.
He has lost 2 to Hanselino in their most recent buildup as well. How much do those 3 games weigh into what's going on here? Do they matter at all? Is this a completely clean slate? Because again, we just saw a 3-game series between Playmaker and Hanselino go 3 very different ways. Does that head-to-head record mean anything at this point?
Well, truthfully, Eke knows that he can beat anyone in this tournament, right? He probably was taking the seeding games a little bit lately. You know, obviously there's not anything hugely on the line. He cares about who he plays, but he knows coming here, he's got to go through all the good players regardless.
Now, both of you got to see both these guys at this tournament last year as well, and obviously Eke in the World Final. Whose game, Arda, in your eyes, has changed the most and gotten them to a point where they could be even more threatening than what we've seen so far?
If you were to ask them, Hanselino would say that his game changed the most because he feels like he has been the most ready for any tournament that he has ever competed in. He said that multiple times. He felt like he's much more ready this year than he was last year, and probably a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's been through the motions before, but he hasn't been here before. He hasn't been competing for this $5,000, staring him right in the face before, but Eke has.
Again, he says, I know what to do now. I know what to do now. It's come through for him so far. And again, I imagine the elation of going to Vegas is already pretty good, but there's still some serious stakes on the line here, win or lose. As the fist bumps get given, it looks like they're close to getting underway in this final, but I can't imagine, again, the pressure. Both said maybe they'll play a little looser. That's fine. Maybe that'll lead to an entertaining game for the two of you to call, but you can't take for granted what's on the line here, right? A chance to have to miss a round and not get upset or not get beaten by guys who are going to be good from the States and from Canada as well. There's still some pretty high stakes here.
Yeah, listen, both of these guys are going to Vegas, but one of these guys has the chance to go to Vegas and only play 2 games of NHL19. Like,
for
making the trip
$50,000.
15 hours away.
Exactly.
Like, it's not nothing, obviously, there as well. And yes, the runner-up prize is still good, but the difference between 50 and 15, it's massive. It's massive, right? And so you want to be the guy on top, and we're going to see who takes early advantage. Game 1 starts now.
So it all comes down to this, our European Regional Final between Eke and Hanselino. Eke in the white Toronto Maple Leafs uniforms and Hanselino in the teal San Jose Sharks. Eki has only been scored on once in this tournament. That's how impressive the returning world champion has been. Meanwhile, Hanselino scratched and clawed and fought, particularly in the last round against Eki's best friend playmaker, eliminating him in a third and final game in decisive fashion. And so now here we are, early breakaway for Eki. Opts for the one-timer and converts, he scores 1-0.
Oh my goodness. Instead of taking the open breakaway, he curls away. An early goal in this one. Eki knows what to do at all times. He doesn't take the for sure play that we would normally do. Usually shoot it on a breakaway. He curls around, one-timer wide open in front.
Eki has been making the right decision all tournament long. What is it about Eki's game that makes him so impressive, Nasher?
It's just the way he sets up his plays. Everything from the breakout on one end all the way to the tic-tac-toe passing on the other. He's got something to do in every single circumstance, whether that's going on a breakaway, curling around instead of taking maybe a low opportunity one-hander that gets poked away. He knows what he has to do, and there he does it early.
So as we mentioned in qualifying during the seeding, in order to determine who would get what player, Hanselino did defeat Eki, and as a result got the first overall pick in the European Regional Draft, which afforded him the opportunity to draft Connor McDavid. Finds himself trailing 1-0 in this game right now with 14 minutes to go. If you were to look at the rosters of both of these competitors and their real NHL counterparts in the previous season, Hanselino's point total far exceeds Eki's point total by about 100 points. And about a plus-minus of 35. Around the same amount of goals, however. Here's Eki with the puck. Another goal, he scores 2-0. 2 quick goals in the first period. This time it's Jason Pominville.
That's his third line as well. Not the top line we usually see the goals from. Again, picture perfect passing. How about that? A little no-look behind the back pass, wide open in front, and that's a 2-0 lead. You know Eki's feeling good early in this one.
Eki is particularly loving this right now. As we take a look at the goal one more time, the 1T, the one-timer, converts for Eki for a 2-0 lead. There's the celebration. We got a flappy, yep, we got the koozie bird in the back. We knew that was going to happen. But Eki has actually said regarding Hanselino that Hansu is his toughest opponent. It seems as though Hanselino has Eki's number, and that's something that Eki has admitted to us in the player interviews this week. And he says, you know, experience is in Hanselino's favor. 5 Finnish titles. He's played forever. He found a new level this year, but here he is, 2-0 over Hansu right now is Eki. Play continues. Here's Bjorkstrand for Eki. Looking for a third goal. Stahl. Zucker was at the doorstep. Couldn't find it. Zucker collects the puck instead. Nico Hischier will keep it. Here's Hischier for Hanselino. Hanselino with Carlson now in the neutral zone. Eki will not allow passage past the blue line. Instead, will pass Hansu's blue line with the puck. Keeps possession behind the net, looking for a quick wraparound. Nudivara has it. The play continues. Carlson, that redirects, but the save is made.
His offense is there's such a variety to everything he does. You see one-timers, you see wraparound, you see shots from the point. They're all coming in succession, one after the other. Incredible play from Eki so far.
Still in net, Dubnyk for Hanselino and Vasilevsky for Eki. Hanselino, one-timer. That is a blocker save. Waffle boarded. Eichel has the puck now for Eki. Here's Fowler for Hanselino. Fowler. Hanselino dangling back and forth with that L2. That brings you back and forth and back again. We've seen it all throughout this tournament, used to effectively shield the puck, trying to lure a poke check and thus a tripping penalty. Minute and change to go in the first period. 2-0 lead for Eki. Eki scores that one through the 5-hole with Charlie McAvoy.
You know, Eki's a little confused about that one. Not the best shot in the world from Eki, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to throw pucks on the net. Still in a good scoring opportunity. He fires a wrister, somehow trickles by, and Hanselino finding himself in trouble after winning huge. 9-0 his last game. He is now down 3-0.
Almost poetic in a way. A quick receipt for that 9-0 loss. And this is exactly how that game began, with a 3-0 lead in the first period for Hanselino against Eki's best friend playmaker. And Eki might not be done in this period. He's got time for one more opportunity, perhaps.
Time of the goal, 19 minutes, 19 seconds.
3-0 at the end of the first.
Well, that's a way to remind people that you are the reigning world champion. If we're talking about potential Hanselino advantages, we've seen them negated. I was going to say up until that third goal in Nashville, it seemed like Hanselino was still doing his thing, getting in the game. It took a couple of nice goalie saves, but to no avail, and then a third goal might have wrapped this one up earlier.
Yeah, a little bit lucky goal there from Eki. Little trickle goal, got in between the pads somehow, but he's finding a way to make offense in every single situation. Another opportunity, puck sitting there. Not quite able to go, but wow, this offense, his creativity.
How about this offense right here? Possibly for Hanselino with McDavid leading the charge, but instead it'll be a save for Vasilevsky and Eki in our second period right here. Eki with a commanding 3-0 lead. Dahlin from the point. It doesn't get through. Backstrom has it to Carlson. Carlson brings it all the way to the goal line. Will spin back around, but he will be bumped off the puck. Eki has it now. Zach Werenski. Werenski keeps the puck. Passes it around, looking for somebody between the hash marks, doesn't find anyone. Instead, Hanselino brings it into the offensive zone. A pass to Panarin. Panarin, playing the possession game, is Hanselino. Hanselino, dancing around, trying to create that space. Here's Backstrom. Stone to Scheifele. For Eki, a pass to Stone, couldn't get the shot off. Still has possession. Deep in the offensive zone. Hanselino will collect. Here's Panarin. Panarin to Backstrom. Backstrom trying to split the defense. Keith gets it instead. Backstrom gets it back. The one-timer doesn't go for Anders Lee. Lee has it again. Back to Byfuglien at the point. Here's Lee. Hanifin for Eki will collect it. Back come the Leafs. Eki's Leafs, the spin around. Here's Carlson. Carlson keeps the puck, looking for the one-timer. Can't find anyone. 3-0. The halfway point of the game. A commanding lead for Eki, the world champ, in game number 1 of a possible 3 in our final. 5,000 on the line and a guaranteed Final Four spot in Las Vegas. Both of them already going, and that's 4-0. Jack Eichel, the culprit.
The patience of Eki here, absolutely unreal. You see him circling around in the zone. He's waiting for that perfect good opportunity. And right there, Hanselino, he's really just got to figure out this defensive situation. He's not used to playing elite competition like Eki very often. Obviously, just came off of a nice and easy game. Maybe he's still in the zone of that one. We'll see if he can bounce back here. Still a lot of time left, and anything can happen.
McDavid, huge! Finally on the board is Hanselino with Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, anything can happen. There we are, 4-1. He's getting into the zone. You see a little smile on his face. He was kind of down and out earlier. Obviously being down 4-0, tough for him to come back. 4-1, not as bad.
A lot of respect between these two competitors, you can tell. Very palpable how much they think of each other. How many battles have they been through? in similar situations to this, perhaps not on the stage as large as this, but definitely many matchups between these two competitors. It's 4-1 finally. Hanselino with the monkey off the back. It's 4-1. Kreider and McDavid with the apples on that one. So where do we go from here? Here's Hansu again with Zibanejad. Back skating across the blue line. Eki will strip him of the puck with Eichel now. Eichel and Matthews, a deadly combination as I say that. A huge save by Dubnyk, however.
Wow, what a play from Eki. Did a little LT, L2 action, spun around a little bit, found the open guy. Sometimes your goalie bails you out, and that was a good chance there.
Six minutes left in the second period. Eki with a 4-1 lead, and now Pominville. Across the neutral zone, will not get past that defender. And a lead pass to Connor McDavid, and the Manual goaltender does the trick just barely.
That's a play you only see at the top level. Most guys don't opt to control their goalie. They let the AI handle it. There, though, Eki, he knows what he's doing. Mind games, and it's a turnaround the other way. Eki on the board again, 5-1 after making a huge save at the other end.
It'll be Stahl who gets on the board for Eki with the 5th goal. And Hanselino just rolling his eyes saying, oh, this is not the way I wanted to start these finals.
This easily could be a 4-2 game with that breakaway, especially with a guy like McDavid. We've seen him score on breakaways and penalty shots a lot today. Unfortunately, not able to get it done there. Eki makes the most of opportunities. We saw him do it again there.
That Manual goal is so important in this tournament. That really separates a great player from an elite player, being able to control that Manual goalie naturally. Here's Carlson for Eki. Gives up the puck. There's Ben. What a diving save there by Vasilevsky. Back comes Michael Grabner. Here's Grabner. Speedy in his own right is Grabner. Carlson from the point. Loses it. There's Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin to Ben. Grabner has it again. They've been on for a while now. Has that line for Eki. Here's Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand, oh, tucks it home. A beauty pad save. Ben to Lee with seconds to spare in the second period. 5-1 for Eki.
A huge advantage for Eki despite Hanselino getting on the board. And yes, you never say never, but this first game, it may be a wrap. However, it is still a best-of-3, guys. So what can Hanselino do in this period, even if he doesn't win this game, to instill and bring up that confidence going into game 2?
Yeah, he's got to get the momentum back on his side. He's been down before, obviously with Plea having a big game 2 in their last series. Now's his chance. He's got to bounce back, get a couple goals on the board before the end of this game so he can then take it into next game.
Third period is coming up. Eki in control of game 1, looking to go up 1 in the best-of-3 final and almost book a spot in the semis in Vegas as he tries to defend his world championship. Third period starts now.
Both Eki and Hanselino are prominent streamers as well in the Finnish Chell community. Both of them stopped streaming as soon as they qualified for this tournament because they didn't want any other competitors to know anything they were working on or be reminded of their play style. Eki was using the stick lift in the offensive zone to perfection early on in this tournament. How common of a strategy would that be in this game, Nasher?
No, we don't see it a lot, especially at this level of play, because a lot of times that'll result in penalties, and obviously with these guys, one bad mistake, one bad stick lift, one bad poke check, that can result in goals and shifting the momentum.
Why is Eki so good at keeping the puck like that? What makes somebody so good at puck possession? Hang on a second, McDavid has an opportunity here, and it was a wide open open cage with the manual goalie there, possibly projecting a move that was going to come, but instead the puck stays out of the net.
Yeah, Ponsolino couldn't decide what he wanted to do. It looked like he wanted to go forehand. He maybe wanted to go with the one-hander, and then he waited a little bit too long, was at the side of the net, and that one rang off the outside of the post.
Eki again, this is his, oh, he scores! Just as I was about to say he was going to possess the puck for another minute in the offensive zone, now he'll just shoot and score.
Yeah, Eki just knows what to do with the puck at any given time. You see, sometimes he'll shoot it right away, sometimes he'll go on a breakaway, turn the other way, go for the one-timer. He just knows what's going to go in, what's going to work in this game, and he manages to do it every single time. We've seen him in big games, we've seen him down before, not in this tournament, obviously always being up, always being ahead, but he's just at the top of his game and carrying over all the momentum from last year where he was the world champion.
This one is all but out of reach for Hansolino right now, possibly already looking into game number 2. This is a best-of-3 series. Eki just looking to add to that lead. It was 9-0 for Hansolino in that game 3 against Playmaker. Eki was there watching. And now how the tables turn in the matter of one game. It's now 6-1 for Eki in this first game in our regional finals. Slap shot. The puck was loose, still has it, does Eki. Loses it to Panarin, but McAvoy will collect it in the offense in the neutral zone. Here's Werenski. Werenski, great evasion. Looking for a pass, won't find one. Here's Hischier on the counterattack. Nico Hischier. Pominville instead picks it up for Eki. Here's Werenski to Stahl. Stahl over to Grabner. Grabner with the one-hand tuck. Make that a beauty highlight reel. Eki is not done.
He's not, and doing that with Grabner as well. 81 overall Grabner. He doesn't even care. Hey, I'll go for the one-hander, even with the third, fourth line guys. What an unbelievable play from Eki. Wow, look at the smile. He's just laughing, enjoying himself right now.
How much of this do you think is just the fact that he knows that all the other regions are watching right now? The possible finalists in Canada and in the United States, and he's just saying, you know what? You better, if you're going to come at the king, you best not miss.
Right, and everyone watching this, they saw Hansolino. He won his recent game 9-0. Eki, he doesn't care. He's going to do the same thing to Hansolino. He wants to prove to everyone he is without a doubt the best one in this tournament, and we'll see if he can continue to do that.
Incredible scenes here in game number 1. 6 minutes and change to go in the third period. 7-1 for Eki. Already the most successful Chell competitor of all time as it pertains to tournament wins and prize money won. Looking to add another 5,000 to that here with the series victory against Hansolino. That in itself is an impressive feat.
Yeah, I would say without a doubt, both of these guys, the most experienced. Hansolino playing in a lot of European tournaments, Finnish tournaments throughout the years. Unfortunately, obviously hasn't had too much experience when it comes to getting to Vegas and making it deep in the GWC. Eki obviously being the only one to win the GWC so far, one of our better players. Two very, very experienced guys, two different play styles, and we're seeing it unfold here.
Hansolino looking for the wraparound, can't find it. 3 minutes to go in the third period. Sometimes, perhaps due to the geographic distance, you don't often have a chance to, especially if you're stateside, to be able to play against the European players unless you're specifically requesting to play them. And so, because of that, oftentimes there might be perhaps a bias towards U.S. and Canada players in either rankings or just visibility. But Eki just has this undeniable trait to him to almost demand that he remain atop people's rankings when you're talking about the best Chell players in the game today.
Right, and a lot of U.S. and Canadian guys coming up, they're probably looking at this, they're thinking to themselves, hey, I could beat this guy, it's easy, you know, look at it, I see his strategies, I see what he's doing, I know I can counter it. But no, once you actually get face-to-face, we saw it last year in Vegas, once we have all competitors from Canada, the U.S., and Europe all in one place, you see they may have different play styles, but it's not better or worse. These guys are all very elite, and it makes for some interesting matchups further on down the line.
So Eki will take a 1-0 lead in our European Regional Final with a statement-making 7-1 victory. Make it 7-2. Hey, for Anselino, yeah, he's laughing, but hey, at least he scored the last goal. A little bit of pride right there. And he's able to say, well, look, at least maybe a little bit of momentum is in my favor going into game 2 because I scored the last goal.
Now, I'm glad to see he's not too down on himself. He's probably looking forward to the next game. Like you said, he's ready to go. And at 7-2, you know what? This game doesn't matter. Let's get into the next one.
Well, possibly 7-3 with this breakaway. Oh, the flip! And where is the puck? It stays out of the net.
Yeah, it's nice to see the spirits high on both players despite the game being a blowout from the first period. It's Eki with the 7-2 win to take a 1-0 advantage in the best-of-3 final. 1 foot in the semifinals in Las Vegas. Arda, look, we started the show asking what makes Eki so dominant. You said his patience. We saw that to a T with those first period goals. Holding the puck, still holding the puck. I could say it 5 more times because he would still have the puck before making the pass that ultimately led to those first goals. Man, it must be frustrating if you're an opponent to not be able to get the puck off him when he's so good at holding it.
Yeah, Eki is an analytics department's dream, right? Just keeping the puck on his stick, especially in the offensive zone, creating goals like that as we look at the highlights here. What I love about Eki is he's so patient. I mean, take us through, Nasher, how he's able to just protect the puck and keep it in the offensive zone behind the net and just waiting for that perfect opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of guys, when you play this game, you want to just throw as many shots on the net as possible. That's not his style. He's looking for the perfect opportunity. We saw him turn away breakaways for the chance at that guaranteed one-timer. It's incredible that he has the mindset. He's looking not 2 steps ahead, not 3 steps ahead, 4 steps ahead for the play that's going to happen.
Well, he's just a couple steps away from being in the semifinals in Las Vegas. Game 2 is coming up. While we get set up for that, here's a quick word from one of our sponsors. In case you haven't heard, Eki is the returning champion. He's looking to continue his domination. A deeper look at Eki.
I pretty much try to play every day. I don't really like to play that much against other people who are here because then they can see like how you play and stuff. But especially against Plimaker, I play a lot and just my good friends who are good at the game, and then I play 6v6 game mode with no computers. I play that the most, I think.
Yeah, he's looking to become a 2-time world champion in NHL, the World Gaming Championship in Vegas. He's got to win 1 more to get there. It is time for Game 2 between Eki and Hanselino.
And that first game was a 7-2 final score, which very much favors Eki because another thing to consider, Nasher, is the seeding in Las Vegas. Your seeding, if a tiebreaker is necessary, will be based off of win percentage across all your games or goal differential. So, in a game like that, where it's 7-2, Eki is putting himself in fantastic position.
Absolutely, and Eki, that's probably what was going through his mind. We know him, he's looking 3 steps ahead, like we said. Goal differential, obviously very important for this tournament, and he's going to try to bring it on again for this one.
Oh, and by the way, Eki has yet to lose a game in this tournament, and he only has 3 goals against. And this is game number 6 for him, and game number 2 in this series. Another win here, and he wins $5,000. And he's guaranteed a spot in the Final Four in the Grand Finals in Las Vegas in June. A day before the NHL Finals, and a one-hand tuck will start things off. Why don't we just pick up where we left off, Nasher?
Oh my goodness, the one-handed tuck is impressive enough as is. For him to do it with that speed and the tic-tac-toe, boom, 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 one-hander out of nowhere to kick off this game. That's how you start one.
Eki is, without saying it, screaming to Canada and the United States, are you watching this right now? Pay attention. Watch what I do. It's exactly what he's saying. Incredible statements early on. Aho, Matthews, and Eichel, that devastating first line. And look at that windmill evasion, and that was almost a second goal. The one-timer was dangerously close. And here comes McDavid now. The speed, creating the space. Can he tie it up? No, he can't. And that will be a power play. However, he draws the penalty. Connor McDavid.
Wow, that one, we had a questionable call earlier. Could have been a penalty shot.
Let's look at it
McDavid,
again.
Werenski.
Oh, definitely. I would have called that a penalty shot.
Yeah, man, that one hurts a little bit. You can see Hanselino a bit surprised as well. There's the reaction from him. Puts his arm in the air. Give him the penalty shot.
Yeah, you know, tell us in the chat, what do you think? I have a feeling that a lot of people will be saying that is a penalty shot. But he does have a power play, and this is an opportunity for him to get back into this game. And at the doorstep, a save there. Eki. Now it's Stahl for Eki. Stalling for time to kill this power play off with a minute to go, halfway through the power play. Here's McDavid now for Hanselino. Eki gets it instead. Hanselino picks it up again. Here's McDavid. McDavid, the pass, he scores! Tie game!
Hey, it's that combo again. How about it? McDavid with the speed to enter the zone, kind of makes some separation between him and the defense. That leaves Panarin wide open for the cross across the middle. He's got that one-timer down, and there he is again. Hanselino, we saw him kind of down and out early, and now he's fighting back.
Hanselino breathing a sigh of relief. A beautiful pass there. Almost a 360 with those soft hands of Connor McDavid. And we are tied at 1 with almost 5 minutes gone in the first period. That will be Panarin who slots home the 1T, the one-timer. And now here comes Eki. Even strength. Hanifin has it at the goal line. Back to Matthews. Top of the circle. Top of the other circle. Down to Eichel. Have been calling them the U.S. Express on the same line, and the puck somehow stays out. It was bouncing around. Eichel misses the net. Matthews still has it. Aho. Look at that. Eki. Incredible possession. Hanifin to Carlson, the shot. Finally, the puck exits the zone. 11 minutes to go in the first. Eki with 2 options, tries to make the pass, still gets the shot off.
Hanselino can't get the puck away from him right now.
Eki scores! Again, after that amount of possession. Ooh, he's saying that was a spicy one.
Eki had, what, 3-4 straight minutes of possession there. The puck came out briefly for a second. He immediately controlled it, got it back into the zone, and he set up in his office behind the net. What a play.
Okay, Eki deserves it. One more time on the broadcast. Eki is the hashtag Corsi God. Look at him react. Even he knows that was impressive. 2-1. 9:39 left in the first.
Maple Leaf scores
But Hanselino now with an opportunity to tie it. Oh, the one-hand top. Don't count him out just yet. DJ Z-Bad ties it up.
One-hander city here today in this last game. One-hander from Eki early on. Hanselino, hey, I'll one-up you a little bit. How about another?
We have to talk about Eki's face-offs in this one. He was very proud of the fact that he picked 4 centermen straight in the draft, all of them with over 81 overalls in the face-off circle. But Eki has not been, if there was one area for improvement in Eki's game, it's definitely the face-offs. And you just saw it there.
Yeah, big opportunity for Hanselino right off the draw. He made his way up the ice, set up the play, and a wide open one-hander. And here he comes yet again. Same chance off the draw.
Hanselino in the offensive zone now. Zibanejad, nice pad save by Vasilevsky. Meanwhile, here comes Eki with Stone to Scheifele. Scheifele, met at the blue line, has to go back into the neutral zone. Will lose it, though. Werenski to McAvoy. McAvoy brings it forward. More possession game here, and McAvoy scores! Oh, my! What a shot!
It looked like Hanselino had a couple chances to poke check there, but Eki, he used that stick handling in tight right there, curls around, finds just an ounce of open space, and he's able to bury it. Great shot from Eki, barred out.
How impressive is it that even when Hanselino's able to tie it up the way he has twice, oh yeah, that's a layup. Sure, no problem.
Wow.
No problem at all. Eki's like, nah, this is easy. Makes it look easy. Certainly isn't. 3-2, but Eki, it's almost as impressive as taking a 5-goal lead like we saw in, it was almost a 2-goal lead there. But for Eki to just have a response so quickly, and again, he's just getting the lion's share of opportunities here, Nasher.
Yeah, against guys like this, it's unbelievable. He's playing the best of the best in Europe. This isn't a random match online. He's able to make this happen just in the tightest of spaces. We'll see if Hanselino can bounce back here.
Well, he's not for lack of trying. He is in the offensive zone. He's looking for those outlets. Lee has it, oh, misses the net. Matter of inches right there. Eki now will bring it back. Here's Stahl to Pominville. Pominville with just over 2 minutes to go. Has options. Again, in his office right there. At this point, you can almost call him Wayne Gretzky.
I like that. We're gonna have to give him that one.
All right,
that was actually very impressive. Yep, it took me a second, but I'll give you that.
I was almost gonna call for an F in the chat for my. You guys were like, it went over your heads for just a second.
We got on board. Yep.
End of the first 3-2 is your score.
Wayne Gretzky is not bad, I have to say. Listen, Eki goes up 1-0. Hanselino says, hold my beard, gets himself back into this game, ties it 2 different times. But it's Eki again, too dominant to end that first period. And now he's up 3-2, 2 more periods to go before he books a semifinal berth in Vegas. They're both feeling it. They're both having fun, as they should, of course. Remember, Eki said, now that I'm in the final, maybe I'm going to play a little looser. Well, giving up 2 goals certainly suggests that, because he gave up that total going into this game. Now, still, Hanselino had the chances as they take a selfie together. That's how chill everything is right now. They don't know that we're ready to go with this second period. They don't care. They're having fun out there, and it showed in that period. 5 goals that opener, Nashner.
Yeah, how about it? Eki, it looks like he's had a dominant game. He's got the puck possession. He's got more shots. Pretty much every aspect. Aside from the score, it's still a tight one, 3-2. We'll see if Eki can run away with it, or if Hanselino can bounce back even stronger.
Well, Hanselino looking for the first chance here in this period. It is 3-2 for Eki. Now with McDavid is Hanselino. Oh, he scores! The 1T! Yes, fist bump for Hanselino. I'm back in it. Guess who's back? Back again. Hansu's back, tell a friend.
It's unbelievable. The speed of McDavid, you see it every time he touches the puck, it leads to an open one-timer. It's absolutely crazy what Connor McDavid allows Hansalino to do, and there's just another one right there. That pass, no look behind the back, no problem for Connor McDavid.
I love that he looked at Eki almost like, do you mind if I celebrate this one? All right. He glanced over just for a second as he tied it up at 3 early in the second period. Eki again with that patience. Panarin has it to Mantha. Back to Panarin. Hansalino, though, possession in his own right, when he's not dumping it back into his own zone, his possession has been very good, particularly against other competitors in this tournament.
Yeah, they both kind of have similar play styles. We both see him circling around, waiting for that perfect opportunity. One time was in front. Right now, though, Eki and Hansalino evenly matched, as close as we can be. We'll see who comes up with this next one.
To Eichel scores! You could see that play forming. Eichel was completely unattended near the side of that net.
It's one of those plays where it looks like it's easy to defend, right? You see the guy wide open backdoor, but the thing is, if you take your defenseman, move him to the guy backdoor, that's going to lead to the open mid-slot wrister. So there's a play for every single moment in this game, and Eki knows what to do and when to do it.
Have a look at it one more time. Dubnyk completely unable to move over, was already down in stance and could not reach the other side of the net, and that will be a 4-3 score. This has been a back and forth matchup. Like a perfectly built staircase, this matchup has been a battle of wits between Eki and Hansalino. Brick by brick is what I was getting at. 1 goal apiece. 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3. That's what Faisal is questioning my metaphor, and you probably should too in the Twitch chat. It wasn't that great. It wasn't as good as Wayne Gretzky. I stand by that one. Here's Keith to Bufflin. to Kreider in the neutral zone. Looking for the pass to McDavid, can't find it. Here's Stone for Eki. Eki shoots that one, saved but also went off the bar. Pinned up against the boards is Hansalino. SJ Sharkey pounding against the boards. The mascots get a lot of love in this game. Still 4-3. 8 minutes to go in the second period. Here's Demers. Hasn't seen a lot of ice time for Eki, has Demers. This line in particular, but it doesn't matter. He scores. Jason Zucker, the culprit. A 2-goal lead. Rare in this game.
I think it's safe to say that Eki has figured out Hansalino's weakness. He just takes the player, curls him around towards the top of the circle, passes it across the middle, and even there, Hansalino had guys in decent position. Look, you see 2 guys kind of in the lane, but Eki with his picture-perfect passing is able to fit it through. And it looks like we may be getting a timeout from one of the players. I believe Hansalino trying to regroup here. First time he's been down 2. He's decided to regroup, get his first line out, and try to turn this thing around quickly.
Hansalino doesn't seem to have a definitive answer to Eki's puck possession in the offensive zone. What is the best way to be able to neutralize this?
He's got to just get more aggressive, and yeah, that can result in some more goals, but listen, Hansalino plays his best when he's in the offensive zone, so he's going to have to get aggressive, maybe add a couple stick lifts, go for some big hits, make some big plays. Right now, he's playing more passive a little bit, and that's just leading to those open opportunities for Eki.
In that situation there, you saw Hanselino still play passive, not opting to switch players there and allowing the AI to control certain defenders. But Eki was playing that to a T, but it doesn't matter because Hanselino finally gets on the scoreboard again and brings it to within 1.
Man, this is back and forth action at its finest. We haven't had a game like this all tournament. A lot of them have been lopsided. A lot of them, 2, 3, 4 goal leads throughout the game. This one, though, back and forth every single goal. Hanselino, the timeout coming in huge, had his first line on the ice, and he's able to get it done.
This one is a duel, a classic Chell duel. Both of them landing points. Both of them impressive, highlight reel goals. We have seen a lot in this one game.
Scored by number 20, Chris.
And we may also see Hansu tie it up. Keith has it in the neutral zone.
15 minutes, 16 seconds.
Still has it, but Eichel able to rip the puck away. Here's Carlson. Matthews has it now. Eichel muscled off the puck, but gets it back. Hanselino collects it in the neutral zone, but Eichel gets it back to Matthews, the U.S. Express. Here is Matthews. Matthews afforded some space near the net. Always dangerous against Eki. A minute to go in the second. Great dangle. Pominville looking for the one-hand. Oh my gosh, he was right at the doorstep. Was looking to preserve the 2-goal lead, but couldn't with seconds to spare. And time will expire.
5-4 after 2 periods. Anybody have a good line? Well, we know both these guys do, and they've contributed in this game right now. 9 goals through 2 periods. That's more goals Eki's allowed in this game than he has through the entire tournament. We mentioned goal differential, a huge tie-breaking factor in terms of seeding when it comes to Vegas. You wonder how much that's on the mind of the reigning world champ as he gets set to try to close this one out in the third.
Yeah, and how about that ending, too?
Right.
Eki with multiple good opportunities. He missed the one-hander. Hanselino got a good stick on it. Rebound was sitting there wide open, but no. And you have to think Hanselino breathing a sigh of relief. He's got a little bit of time to regroup here in between periods. We'll see if we can come back.
Well, he should feel pretty good about himself as well. For every goal that he gave up, he managed to get one back, and he's just one away from tying it up. This could be the last period of the European Regional Final. Here it is.
This was also the final score in Game 3 of their 3-game series online in the seeding. It was a 5-4 final for Hanselino. The roles are reversed here in the third period as McDavid, a fresh, speedy McDavid, loses the puck for Hanselino. A big hit there, but Matthews able to stay on his feet and still has the puck. Eki scores! Another one-timer, preserves the 2-goal lead.
That one is a bit unlucky from Hanselino. He went for a huge hit. Unfortunately, Matthews, especially with the fresh energy coming off of the period, not going to get knocked down quite as easy, and that's what led to this open opportunity. Matthews just trucked through the defense, able to get through, and bang, top shelf.
Eki very happy with that. The 2-goal lead, crucial, particularly in the third period. 6-4. Eichel and Matthews, what else is new for Eki? They have been terrific this entire tournament for Eki. And he still has the puck back to what he does best. In the office, Hoffman has it. To Werenski at the point. To McAvoy, the shot barely misses the net. Hanselino picks it up. Here's Zibanejad to McDavid. McDavid to Kreider. In the neutral zone, here's Byfuglien. Byfuglien will take it across the blue line and pass it to Zibanejad, but Zibanejad will lose it. So here's McAvoy for Eki. A change of ownership in the neutral zone. Here is Hanselino with Panarin. Panarin spinning around, loses it, and Eki back and forth the last couple of minutes. Backstrom for Hanselino. 6-4 with 13 and change to go in the third period. Now behind the net is Hanselino. looking for a pass. Dahlin will collect it, but here comes Zucker on a partial break. Will he be able to make it? He passes it to Stone. Stone creating space, looking for that shot, but can't fire it off. Here's Panarin to Kreider. Kreider back to Panarin. Panarin spinning around. That L2 in full use. The shot doesn't make it through. Here's Stahl for Eki, almost halfway through the third period. Hannafin back at the point to Stahl. Finally, Hanselino able to strip Eki of the puck. Lead. Lost to Eichel, and now to Carlson, Eki. And that will be offside.
And we're dwindling down the time here. 8 minutes and 17 seconds left here. Hanselino, he's going to have to get aggressive, but you know what that means? Penalties may be on the way if he's not careful. So we'll see if he gets a penalty. I'd say this is potentially game over. Eki obviously going to capitalize. We'll see if he can stay clean and continue to play his game.
We used words like frustrating and suffocating to describe Eki's style of play, and we are seeing it on full display here. Distributed away, Hanselino back on the attack now. With the breakout, here's Ben. Loses it in the neutral zone, back comes Eki. Eki with some options, oh, scores! Make it 7-4.
The quick rushes up the ice are key for Eki. He gets into the zone so quickly. He doesn't have the fastest team in the game. That probably goes to Hanselino, but somehow he's able to utilize the speed and the diversity of these players and picks up another quick rush goal.
Eki even said speed might be my biggest deficit on my roster, but I don't think it matters. He just went his second consecutive game scoring 7 goals against Hanselino, and he might not be done here.
Looks like one of the players will be calling a timeout there. I believe Hanselino may have already used it. It might be Eki calling a timeout, just wanting his freshest lines out on the ice, keeping this thing rolling.
A 3-goal lead with 6 minutes to go exactly in the third period. How impressive is this? Hanselino not willing to call it quits at all. A lot of fight in Hanselino. But Eki, the one getting the better chances in this series. And just under 4 minutes away from being $5,000 richer. And scores the dagger.
That one is going to seal the deal. Eki again, the fast breaks. He didn't even get set up that time. Eki obviously known for setting up, getting set up in the zone, taking his time. No, these last couple goals, just quick rushes, and he's able to bury another snipe.
Hanselino, you can see it on his face. Just not happy with that goal whatsoever. Oh. How happy was he to make it here, but how upset is he right now to see these goals go in? Eki with 8 goals against Hanselino. 2:40 to go in the third. Get used to these two individuals, however, because both of them will be going to Las Vegas. Both of them will be representing Europe, specifically Finland, at the NHL Gaming World Championship Grand Finals in Las Vegas in June, the day before the NHL Finals. For Eki, it's familiar territory, an opportunity for him to reclaim the championship a second consecutive time. He is still the only one to hoist that trophy. A great save there to keep it 8-4. For Hanselino, new territory, going to Las Vegas, not watching it from his couch, but competing in the tournament. But he will have to go through that tough second place playoff for that 4th and final spot. And Eki, with a combined 9 plus 9 in this final, in this series, in great position to put himself as the top seed in the grand finals. Congratulations to Eki. Once again, won every single game, not a single loss, and he is your winner.
The two will shake hands. They know they have another long journey together, just like this journey was here, to get through the European Regional Final. Eki is your champion of Europe once again. Both, however, will be representing the continent in Las Vegas in the middle of June. For Hanselino, after falling short a year ago, a bit of redemption despite losing the final. He'll have a month or so to work on his game before taking on the best from the rest of the world as well. But we got to talk about Eki, guys. 15 goals over 2 games, all of which were pretty damn spectacular as well. It's just the ability he has. And again, Arda, you mentioned this. He's serving notice to the rest of the world that, oh yeah, you might have forgotten about me. I'm still here and I might be even better than before.
Or more so, you put a bullseye on my back, but I'm going to dodge and I'm going to be better. If you think that your practice will be good enough to take aim at the champ, think again. That's what Eki was saying with this statement. 3 goals against going into the finals? Are you kidding me? Eki made a statement as if he couldn't make enough of a statement by qualifying for Vegas again. Boy, I mean, he is riding high right now.
And 2 dominating performances, not easy by any means. Playing against Hanselino, we got the highlights coming up here. Look at the one-hander. The goals were just continuous, they were often, and they were highlight reels. Play after play, fast break after fast break. Anytime he had a good chance, he got it done, and that's what makes Eki the best.
We have 12 goals in this game, guys. We still got to talk, and we can continue to praise Eki, but let's talk a little bit about Hanselino, who, again, was down a bunch of times in this game, but managed to find himself back, and it was that third period that ultimately did him in, but those first 2, he was step in step. That picture might be worth a little something, something.
Nice selfie.
Yeah. Again, he was there. Just ultimately fell short.
I mean, at the end of the day, maybe a little bit of it was he just had a sense of relief and you got the adrenaline dump because you've made it to the finals.
Yep.
Like I said, Eki has been here before. He's experienced this, and maybe he just wanted that victory a little bit more in the moment because he wasn't satisfied with just qualifying for Vegas, whereas Hanselino might have been. Or maybe he was just a better person on this day.
The good news is Hanselino has plenty of time to bounce back. He's going to be studying up. He mentioned last year when he lost and didn't make it to Vegas, he was studying the tapes endlessly. He's going to do the same thing here today. He's going to figure out Eki, figure out his style, and then go into Vegas with a lot more than he knows right now.
Here is your bracket, and again, Eki is going home with $5,000 more than he had coming into this day. He's also going home undefeated, guys. He did not lose a single game here. Very reminiscent of his run last year as well, where he was just simply dominant, and you could even say wasn't really tested in any of these games.
Can I just say that one more time, because that is probably the most impressive part of this whole run for Eki. He did not lose a single game last year in the regional finals or the grand finals, and that streak at the NHL GWC continues. He has not lost a game here either.
Unbelievable. And again, for Hanselino, he has those 2 losses in the final, just one in the build-up to it as well. We saw the great series against Playmaker. We saw him get blown out in game 2 of that semifinal, only to blow out Plea in that 3rd and decisive game as well. So again, full credit to both players for earning their way to Vegas. They certainly had to do that, but the cream rose to the crop. Eki and Hanselino on their way. We are going to head on our way to Carly, standing by in the Honda Road to the Finals area with the winner once again, Eki.
Thanks, guys. Yep, the European Regional Champion again. Eki, congratulations. You played Hanselino, who you fell to twice in the qualifiers. Did you change your strategy at all to get those wins this time around?
Well, actually, I've lost like 4 best-of-3s to him in a row, so yeah, I didn't really even switch anything. I don't think I've played that good, and I don't even remember when I played that good. So it was just, I think, good game from me, and every shot went pretty much in. So maybe the luck was on my side, but who knows?
You said these were a couple of your best games you think you've ever played. Why is that?
I don't know. I just played so relaxed. I think the pressure fell for me when I guaranteed a spot to Vegas. So I just played freely, and I just have to get that same mindset in Vegas. So I think it's very hard to beat me if I play like that.
Speaking of Las Vegas, who are you taking? Have you decided yet?
Well, my fiance is coming and a couple of my guys from the organization are coming, but yeah, and maybe Plea too, maybe, who knows.
How fun. If you bring Plea, are you two going to be wearing the suits on that 15-hour flight to Las Vegas together?
I don't know, it was pretty uncomfortable last time, but but I still think we will rock it.
Congratulations once again, and good luck in Las Vegas. We'll see you then. Back to you guys.
So we did find the only thing uncomfortable on the way to winning the World Gaming Championship for Eki. It was wearing a suit, and I can vouch for that. I've worn lots of suits on lots of planes. Sure. I don't do that anymore. It's just sweatpants and a hoodie because you want optimal comfort. But he spoke about being comfortable in that final, spoke about being loose. It led to 15 goals over 2 games. Again, most of which he said came because after guaranteeing a spot in Vegas, he could be a little more free.
He's got a great poker face, right? I mean, I think he's very calm most of the time when he's playing. Probably the most calm competitor in this entire tournament, at least when you watch him. Sometimes he shows a little bit, but really he's got that calm, cool, and collected demeanor. So when he has the weight off of his shoulders, like you said, that seems like an unstoppable Eki.
Oh, absolutely. And this guy had a target on his back for this tournament. We saw what he could do. The target in Vegas is going to be even bigger. The EU or the Canadian guys, the US guys, they're going to be gunning for him. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, we still have 3 more events to go for the NHL Gaming World Championship season, so make sure to tune in next Saturday for the live Canadian Regional Finals on Twitch at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on May 30th, the live U.S. Regional Finals from New York, and on June 18th, the final from Las Vegas, Nevada. The winner will be crowned the 2019 NHL Gaming World Champion and take home $50,000. 50 grand to the winner there. Hey, that does it for the 2019 European Regional Finals. Congrats to Eki and Hanselino, who we will see in Vegas. For Arda Ocal and Nasher, I'm Faisal Kamisa. We'll see you next from Toronto.